Hello, everybody. Welcome to Champman FPL Game Week 7. It's Wednesday night, and that means only one thing: 10 live fixtures for us today. So, I've got some more cans back in. Let's get these fucking things open. First off, very good luck to everybody this week, and let's raise a toast to a few of our friends. First of all, to Andy Martin, James Alapran, and Dave, it's Perrins, isn't it? FPL tactician at James Alapran. Simple goal. Thank you very much for everything you're doing. Keep doing it, guys. You might notice a couple of different things from today to previous. Keep your eyes on bottom right hand. Oh, it's all fucking back to front of me, innit? Here we go. Up, 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 up. There. Bottom right hand corner, you'll see some extra graphics there, guys. So what's different is you'll see a rolling ticker for all 20 teams, showing 10 teams at a time with their next 4 fixtures listed. So it won't include the fixture on this game week. That's obviously above. And then below, the next 4 fixtures. So that covers over game weeks 8, 9, 10 and 11. That will also roll round and flick at certain stages. So you'll see updated top goal scorers and top assists in the league. Obviously, the graphics will continue to go along the bottom with the scores. We will include goal scorers, assists, and obviously the leaderboard stays top right-hand corner. Top left-hand corner, you'll see, fucking hell, brain damage this. We've added FPL captain's name to the Twitter handle up there. I think he's earned his place there for his outstanding work on the graphics. Cheers, lad. Good work, Chris. Top man. So I don't have to keep saying FPL captain with a K. You can see it top left-hand corner anytime you like. Right. So let's get into this. First thing we'll do, we'll go through the team news for obviously the 10 games tonight. So we'll just go through the 11s, changes that are happening, a few little thoughts. If you've got any sort of serious, more detailed questions that you want to ask, hold them back till sort of after 8 o'clock, and then while there's the odd lull, perhaps it's something I can cover in the chat. I suspect with 10 games tonight, there's not going to be much of a lull. So let's go through these alphabetically. We'll start at Villa Park. There are 4 changes for Aston Villa. Olaf Melberg is the one hit by rotation this time in the back line who misses out. No place for Steve Stone, Ian Taylor or David Ginola. Into that team come Steve Staunton, the Lord himself. He's back. George Boateng, Mustafa Hadji and Dion Dublin is back for his first start since game week 1. Bear with me and I will give you that full team. Get off. So they are Enkelman in goal, obviously holds his place while Schmeichel is suspended. This is the second of his 3-game ban. Alpine, Staunton and Barry, the back 3. Interestingly, Lord Staunton given licence to step out from that back 3. Alan Wright, left wing back. Delaney at right wing back's interesting because often when they played with wing backs rather than full backs, often Steve Stone's got the nod, but Delaney keeps his place as a wing back. Midfield 3 is Boateng, as I said, a place for Hadji. Paul Merson comes back from a striker's position into central midfield. Juan Pablo Angel and Dion Dublin playing as split forwards. There are 3 changes for Leeds and their lineup looks a lot stronger this evening. So out go Eric Bakker, David Batty and Harpal Singh. In come Lee Bowyer's back, Steve McPhail is back, and Alan Smith is in that starting lineup. It means a central midfield position for Robbie Keane. Keeper and back 4 remains unchanged. Martin Kelly, Radaby, Ferdinand Hart. Right midfield, Bowyer. Left midfield, Kewell. McPhail, central midfield. Robbie Keane, central midfield with licence to push on it and join the front 2 of Alan Smith and Mark Viduka. On the bench for Leeds, it's Paul Robinson, Dewberry, Batty, Bridges and Bakker. And just to clarify those Villa subs, Boas Myhill, J. Lloyd Samuel, David Ginola is a sub, Darius Vassell and Jonathan Bewers. There are 2 changes for Bolton Wanderers who host Sunderland today. Out of the team goes Bruno Ngotti and Simon Charlton. At left wing back, misses out in spite of the fact that obviously Ricardo Gardner is out long term. They are Jaskalainen in goal. Back three of Paul Warhurst, Colin Hendry, and Colin Cooper makes his debut following his transfer from Middlesbrough in midweek. Nicky Saville plays left wing back. Neil Maddison plays right wing back. It's Kevin Nolan and Per Franson essentially. Henrik Pedersen in the number 10 position, allowed to join in with the front two of Rodney Wallace and Michael Ricketts. Really interesting that Wallace and Pedersen have swapped positions. Normally it's Wallace 10, Pedersen up front if they both play, but they have swapped for this particular game. Sunderland make two changes. Jody Craddock is back in. There seems to be a constant rotating theme of Sunderland's centre halves. And Stefan Schwartz returns from suspension. Stanislav Farga misses out. And obviously Julio Arca is injured longer term. So the one that's got the nod in goal also to replace Thomas Sorensen, who's injured. We really had no idea who it was going to be. It's Michael Ingham is the one who's got the nod over Jamie Ashdown is the substitute goalkeeper. So they line up with Ingham in goal, back four left to right of Gray, Tom, Craddock and Haas. Midfield four left to right of Chris Bart Williams playing left midfield, Schwartz and McCann central, Gary Till on the right again with Phillips and the Slanders continuing their partnership up front. Also on the Sunderland bench, Medina, Tom Peters, Niall Quinn, David Bellion. Did I do Bolton subs? No, I didn't. Just to clarify, that's it. Steve Banks, Bo Hansen, Goodney Bergson, Jibril Diawari, and Akinori Nishikawa. They're the subs for Bolton. Chelsea, no place for William Gallas, and also importantly, no place for Mario Stanic in that Chelsea lineup, if he can ever find the actual Chelsea lineup. Into the team come John Terry and Jesper Gronkia plays at right wing backs. It's Kudachini in goal, Melchuk Desai, John Terry the back three, Gronkia right wing back, Celestine Babiaro retains his place at left wing back. The usual favoured central midfield partnership of Petit Lampard with Zola in the 10 position. There were false word he was going to play right up top, but he stays in the 10 position. Mikel Forsell stays in that team with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Zenden, Ferrer, Dallabona, Jody Morris, Mark Bosnich, the substitutes. So if you're Gallas or Stanic, you are going towards your substitutes. Their opponents today are West Ham United, one of the sides who seems to change the least often. Just the one change from them. Trevor Sinclair is fit enough for a start again. Comes back in on the right. Titi Camara misses out from the squad altogether. Phillips retains his place in goal. Left to right back for his Sommer, Repka, Daly, Schemmel. Courtois left midfield. Sinclair on the right. Don Hutchison and Joe Cole in midfield. Joe Cole, as usual, given licence to push on from central midfield. And Freddie Canute, Paolo Di Canio retain their places up front. Shaka Hislop is the substitute goalkeeper. Also on the bench, Adam Newton, Hayden Fox, Jermaine Defoe and Paul Kitson. Heading off to Goodison Park, there are 3 changes in the Everton lineup that host Charlton today. I'm having some real difficulty finding teams today. Here we go. So Everton, slight change of system. Commonly they seem to go back 5 as in a flat back 5 away from home. It's the more common sort of 3-5-2 in home games. That's what they picked here. No place for Steve Watson, really interestingly. Alan Stubbs also misses out. No place for Mark Pembridge. Into the team comes Alexanderson playing right wing back. Kevin McLeod playing left wing back. And Paul Gascoigne is in that starting lineup for Everton as well. They are Thomas Mira is in goal in place of Steve Simmons. It's 4 changes in total for Everton. Back 3 of Unsworth, left centre-back. Weir, right centre-back. Abel Xavier allowed to step out from centre-half. McLeod and Alexanderson, as I said, the wing-backs. Gascoigne, Gemmell, Gravison, central midfield. Duncan Ferguson and Kevin Campbell as split forwards. Charlton line up in the usual 4-4-2. It's just 1 change for them. Radostin Kishishev, who had returned from injury, misses out. Luke Young is back in. I don't know if it's a huge surprise to just come back from injury. So they are Kylie in goal. Back 4, Powell, Shitu, Rufus, Young. Wilcox on the left. McAllister and Kinsella essentially. John Robinson keeps his place on the right of midfield. Yule and Bartlett up front. Just to clarify, the substitutes for both teams. Steve Simonson is the sub goalkeeper for Everton. Also on their bench, Steven Schumacher Edan Tao, Nick Chadwick and Danny Cadamarteri. Max Moore picked up an injury, I noticed, in the week. Kishishev is amongst the Charlton subs, along with Eddie Yowds, Graham Stewart, John Solako. Ben Roberts is the substitute goalkeeper. Off to Portman Road, where Ipswich host Blackburn. Ipswich also moved back into a more common 3-5-2 formation, which will delight Maurizio Tirico owners. It won't delight those who have bought Herman Hreidarsson. He is one of 5 changes in this Ipswich side and misses out for Ipswich. Hreidarsson making Finidi George, Martin Reusser and Marcus Stewart all miss out. Into that team come Jermaine Wright at centre half, Jamie Clapham, Jason Kumas for a debut, Tommy Miller and Alan Armstrong. Full side is Sereni in goal, McGreal, Bramble at centre half, with Jermaine Wright as the central of those 3, allowed to push out. Jamie Clapham left wing back, Maurizio Tirico as usual at right wing back. The midfield 3 is Miller, Holland, Kumas, Pablo and Armstrong split forwards up front. Andy Marshall is the sub goalkeeper. Fabian Vilnius, Marcus Stewart, Chris Makin, Richard Naylor are the substitutes. Blackburn have once again gone with this extremely defensive formation away from home, which I will describe to you as extremely defensive 4-5-1 basically. They have made themselves 2 changes. Bjornaby and Mark Hughes come into the team. Marcus Bent misses out, and the headline is that Corrado Grabby only is on the substitutes bench. Blackburn line up 3 to win goal. Back 4 left to right. Bjornaby, Short, Berg, 3 holders. Mark Hughes, Jason McAteer, 2 guided 1 midfield. Craig Hignett encouraged to push on from right midfield. Matt Jansen is the lone striker. Bent and Grabby are both on the bench, along with Simon Grayson, James Thomas and Ben Field is the substitute goalkeeper. Worth noting that because obviously Brad Friedel and Tottenham's Casey Keller both away on international duty with the USA in game week 8. Right, oh fucking hell, lively. On to, no doubt, the highlight fixture of the evening, which is at Old Trafford, where Manchester United play deadly rivals Liverpool. There are 4 changes to the Manchester United lineup. Dennis Irwin is replaced, expected, but it's not Gary Neville that replaces him at right back. It's Philip Neville. Keane is out. Veron, as we know, is out. And Dwight York misses out. Phil Neville, Butt, Scholes and Cole come into that team. So they are 4-4-2. Barthez, Sylvester and Phil Neville the fullbacks. Johnson with Blanc centre half. Giggs left midfield. Beckham right. There was a suspicion Beckham might go centrally. Nicky Butt in midfield with Paul Scholes allowed to advance and push on to join Ruud van Nistelrooy and Andy Cole. Dwight York, Luke Chadwick, Gary Neville, Wes Brown and Roy Carroll are the Manchester United substitutes. There are 5 changes for Liverpool. Hegem, Henshaw, Risa, Smeetser, Littman and all miss out for Carragher. Vignal, Murphy, Haman and Robbie Fowler is back in the Liverpool starting lineup. They are Dudek in goal. Left back is Vignal, right back is Carragher, and partnering Sammy Hippier at centre half is Igor Biscan, who quite a few people suggested could well go back in defence. You know, the guys were mentioning that as a possibility on the Fantasy Champ Man stream on Sunday evening. Didi Hamann in midfield with Steven Gerrard. Interestingly, Gerrard asked to come in and sit in front of the back 4 and play a little bit more defensive in this fixture. Nicky Barmby on the left. Danny Murphy comes in on the right. Fowler and Heskey up front. Bench is Hegem, John Miles, Yari Littman and Stephen Wright. And Chris Kirkland is the substitute goalkeeper. Where should we head next, guys? Riverside, motherfuckers. 3 changes for Middlesbrough. No place, interestingly, for Ugo Egiog in that Borough lineup. Paul Ince and Hamilton Rickard also miss out. Stockdale, Marinelli and Noel Whelan are in the Middlesbrough starting lineup that hosts Derby County this evening. Their full starting lineup, if I ever manage to find it. Guys, sort out your tweets. I can't see who the top team is. They are Crossley in goal. Fester left back. Stockdale right back. Both fullbacks given a bit of licence to push on from that in that back 4. And Ian Pearce moves from right back to centre half to partner Gareth Southgate. Egiog is not even amongst the substitutes. Green in central midfield with Marinelli central. Marinelli allowed to push on and advance and support the front two. Dean Gordon retains his place on the left. Alan Johnson on the right, who's having an extremely good season. Noel Whelan and Boksic up front. Substitutes are Schwarzer, Windass, Rickard, Nemeth and Christian Hansen. They play Derby County today. 2 changes for Derby. Malcolm Christie is back in for Georgie Conclarty, and Adam Murray is in the lineup in place of Bourtin. It means a place at left wing back for Daryl Powell. They line up with Powell and Stefano Aranio as wing backs. Elliot Carbonari and Rigger in front of Mark Poom. Carbonari encouraged to push out from the back three. Murray, Valakri and Burley central midfield. Ravanelli and Malcolm Christie as the split forwards. To St James's Park, there are 3 changes for Newcastle United. 2 in both fullback positions. Wayne Quinn plays at left back and Diego Gavilan plays at right back. No place for Warren Barton or Robbie Elliott. Robbie Elliott was obviously sent off at Charlton last week, but I don't believe his suspension comes into effect, I don't think, until game week 9, if I've got that right. But I'm sure someone will correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. The headline news, though, is no place for Laurent Robert in the team. Gary Speed plays left midfield. So it's Davidas, Marcelino at centre-half in front of Shay Given, Quinn and Gavilan the full-backs, Gary Speed on the left, Solano on the right, Dyer, Besaid essentially, Shearer and Bellamy up front. Harper the sub-goalie, Andy O'Brien, Andrew Griffin, Warren Barton and Rob Lee the substitutes, which is interesting. It's quite a defensive lineup on the bench there, and obviously Robert is not part of those subs. They play Leicester City at St James's Park. Just the 1 change for them. They line up with Tim Flowers in goal, Delaney at left back, Taggart and Elliott essentially. Gary Rowett comes back into the team at right back. He doesn't replace Robbie Savage. Robbie Savage moves into central midfield, and it's Muzzy Izzet who misses out. Savage plays with Wise, McAnuff and Impey stay in the wide positions, allowed to push on, as is James Scowcroft from a central number 10 position, allowed to push on and support Dean Sturridge up front. There are 3 changes to the Southampton lineup. They host Arsenal at St Mary's. They play in the usual 4-4-2. The positioning of the back four is very interesting. Wayne Bridge is one to miss out. So too Howard, and James Beattie is back out of that team again. In come Dodd, Tessam and Kevin Davis. So it's Paul Jones in goal. It means Dan Petrescu at left back, Rory Delap at right back, Jason Dodd and Klaus Lundikvam at centre half, Murray and Draper in centre midfield, Anders Svensson plays to the left, Joe Tessam to the right, Bahar and Davis up front. Beattie takes his place on the bench alongside Matthew Letizier, Matt Oakley, Tahar and goalkeeper Neil Moss. For Arsenal, interesting changes again. There are 3 of them. Martin Keown is only on the bench, was obviously sent off at West Ham, but he's on the bench, he's not suspended. And also Freddie Lundberg and Dennis Bergkamp are left out. Bergkamp does take a place on the substitutes bench. In comes Upson, Van Bronckhorst and Carnu. In goal, David Seaman retains his place. Back 4 of Ashley Cole, Upson, Campbell, Dixon. Wide left, Tikhonov stays in the team. Van Bronckhorst and Inamoto centrally. Ray Parlour wide right. Carnu, Henry up front. That Arsenal midfield. Tikhonov, Van Bronckhorst, Inamoto, Parlour. No Bergkamp, Pires, Lundberg. Fascinating. Carnu and Henry up front. On the bench with Keown and Bergkamp, Francis Jeffers and Staflis Tavlaridis are named that Arsenal fans will remember with huge fondness. Richard Wright is the substitute goalkeeper. And finally, last but not least, come on, you Spurs. We knew this team lineup yesterday after our friend Rob Pick, the CMFPL scout, managed to book a lunch date with Spurs coach Colin Callwood at McDonald's. Remember, it's 2001, guys, so you don't need to social distance at the time. So obviously, Christian Ziege misses out in forced injury. Ben Thatcher plays at left wing back. The rest of the team stays the same. So it's Keller, Bunjevcevic, Perry, Richards, Thatcher, Anderton, the wing backs, Poyet, Selakovic, central midfield again, allowed to push on. Teddy Sheringham at 10, allowed to push on and join in with Rebroff and Everson. Sullivan, King, Carr, Armstrong, Davis, the subs. Finally, Fulham. Headline news is that Luis Boamorte retains up front. There is still no place in the Fulham lineup for Louis Saha. Betsy and the injured Malbronk miss out. Corrigan and Davis are in. The lineup is Van der Sar, Harley, Goma, Wadu, Corrigan. Sean Davis asked to protect in front of that back four, dropping in from central midfield. John Collins, his partner, Legwinski on the left, Stolz on the right, Boamorte and Marley up front. And the Fulham substitutes are Mike Taylor, Kieran McAnespie, Louis Saha, Bjarni Goldbeck, Barry Hales. Blinding. Thanks for joining, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's see if we can find out what is happening at Old Trafford. Teams on their way out, Old Trafford, 3 minutes to kick off. I didn't really clarify at any point. I can see a few people talking in chat. How is Wi-Fi, network, etc., guys? Do let us know. I'm in aeroplane mode now. That's why you probably had a problem. Mike Day, yes, Poyet is starting. Simon Dowling, come on, Matty Holland. So what I'll probably clarify before we start off is my own personal transfers. I made 2 free transfers. One of them already looks like a complete waste. I sold Malbronk, injured. That wasn't the original plan, but obviously was injured and out for a month. I felt I had to get rid. And I sold Freddie Canute. Stuck my guns. I have bought Henrik Pedersen up front. Excuse me. So he's my vice captain tonight. Actually, doesn't matter because my captain is playing. And I also bought Ipswich's Finidi George, who I thought was value to take a punt on. Drinking one of them. Take a punt on in case he started for Ipswich over a very good run of fixtures. He's missed out the squad completely, so I'd rather that rather than the 1 point on the bench. So that's okay. Let's see where we are afterwards. So I line up with Casey Keller in goal. Shaka Hislop is my sub goalie. With that in mind, I already know my game week 8 transfer. It will be Tim Flowers of Leicester in for Shaka Hislop. It was a move that I wanted to make in game week 9. But I'm going to be forced into making it earlier. Otherwise, I don't have a substitute goalkeeper next week. Leicester at Aston Villa. It's not the best fixture, but afterwards it's West Ham at home, Derby at home, Charlton away. So that's good cover while Keller has the absence and then walks back into Manchester United at home. And I looked a little further ahead, and Spurs and Leicester don't rotate too badly at all, actually. So I am now back free of Davizas, Ian Hart, Laurent Blanc. My only 2 players away from home this evening actually are Ian Hart and Harry Kewell of Leeds. So our midfield 4 is now Kewell, Solano, Stefan Selankovic, and Kevin Nolan is my first substitute. So he comes in. I felt that he was Nolan first sub, rather Rufus away to Everton and Hippier away to Manchester United. I didn't fancy anything from those 2. So with Sunderland having issues defensively, goalkeeper, etc., I felt it was worth going Nolan as first sub. So he plays today. That's fine. It's kind of what his job is once every 8 weeks or so. And up front, I'm now Pedersen, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Captain Alan. That is my lineup. As I said, bear in mind that America international fixture that they've got in game week 8 means it's Keller, Friedel, and someone else who's escaped me is also going away to play that match as well. So they will miss game week 8. Thanks very much for the feedback on the graphics and stuff, guys. I hope that adds something to it. You might have noticed our friend FPL Captain put a question out yesterday. We did try and get some feedback in terms of whether we wanted to put this on the left or just keep everything on the right, and the feedback was very much that for certain people, depending on what they're watching on, they may still want the chat on the left hand side of the screen. So that's where everything appears on the right. So if you're just joining in, we have kicked off, as you can see, the clock is going in the top right-hand corner. Obviously, you've got your scoreboard top right. Along the bottom, obviously, all those where you've got Tottenham v Fulham, Villa v Leeds, and you've got the rolling of the 10 games. They'll change in a moment, so they'll say 0-0 rather than V. And then once there's a goal, our friend Chris, FPL captain, will update the scorers and the assisters in that area at the bottom. To your bottom right, you'll see the graphic changes between the top goal scorers in the league, the top assisters, and the next 4 fixtures for all 20 clubs. It will show 10 clubs at a time, and it will show the next 4 fixtures. So that will be game weeks 8 through to game week 11. Obviously, where you see teams in capital letters, that means that it's a home fixture. And where you see teams in lowercase, that means it's an away fixture. That's it. We're off and running. We are 1 minute in. I wish all of you who have teams playing tonight, which I presume is 99% of you, the very best of luck. And if anybody else is in that chat who's not playing, thanks for joining us. Join in the chat. Let's have a good time. I'm going to have a very large swig of my beer. And then I'll get into the chat. We'll start talking to you guys. And then we'll wait for the goals to roll in. Wow. Andy North, teach mode's in. Evening, guys. Realised I logged in as my school by mistake. If anyone wants to go back up for the chat, you can probably see what his school is. Andy, I know who you are, mate. It was a pleasure being on your podcast last week. Great stuff again on, obviously, the Wolfpacks pod. This Monday night gone, I think it's become for the majority of people in the community very much a go-to, like the work that obviously Luke is doing with Scout as well. Shout out to Whitebeard for his brilliant work and his team, his army of team of workers that seem to be helping him upload data. Top work, guys, for everybody. Did I say that Freddie Canute was the player that I had sold for Henrik Pedersen? Chelsea clean sheet is gone. Freddie Canute is the goal scorer for West Ham United, and the assist is for Trevor Sinclair. Just while I remember that, guys, because I haven't said it yet. In between the scoreboard on the right and the graphics below that, in the middle, you'll see a message that said, "This stream runs with a delay. Don't beat James to the news." If you type something in the chat, it is an immediate. A lot of people would want to hear the news of the goals from myself rather than via the chat. Please, no spoilers. Essentially, I am about 30 seconds behind real time. When I see something, I'm seeing it instantly and I'm telling you instantly wherever possible, but that won't drop into your YouTube feed for around about 30 seconds or so. So please just respect each other in the chat, guys. Also, guys, do consider that some people will come into the chat and may not be aware of the kind of house rules. So, you know, let's just try and police it nicely with each other. So, information on the opening goal, very surprisingly, for West Ham United at Stamford Bridge. Another early goal for Canute, as it was, I think, at Goodison Park in game week 2. Sinclair blasts the ball towards the near post from a wide angle. Was that even a shot? And Canute connects nicely to head it home. The Hammers will hope they can perform better with the lead this time. Oh, Canute also scored early at Southampton, didn't they? And they lost the lead there and were very well beaten 3-1 eventually. But Canute has the first goal of the day. Good transfer, that, wasn't it? Oh, I don't know. Fucking shit happens. I was wondering what all the Melchiot chat is. I'm like, have I missed something? Has he gone off injured or something? We have, I can confirm, a penalty at the Riverside, motherfuckers. It's gone to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough have a penalty at the Riverside. Once I have further information on that, I will let you know. They obviously host Derby County today. Just keep an eye on the chat. Make sure we don't miss these on the updates on Middlesbrough. Who do we think's taking it? Is it Boxic, do we say? Is it obvious? Could it be Alan Johnston? Would be really popular, I think. He's doing really well as a 7 million midfielder, isn't he? Liam H, I'm always on the mixed fruits on the vape, pal. Still waiting for updates on that penalty to Middlesbrough. I wonder if that means more serious repercussions, perhaps, for someone in that Derby team. And yes, confirmation of a red card at the Riverside, motherfuckers. Sorry. Greening beats Poom in the box and the big Estonian takes him down. Stonewall penalty and he's off. Andy Oakes is on for Ravanelli, his sacrifice, and he will face Gianluca Festa from the spot. So Poom sent off. Festa is going to take the penalty. It would be assist for Jonathan Greening if it's converted. Do you know what? I might let my friend FPL captain do this one if it's scored. It's interesting seeing the chat now. It's behind. I can see everyone's comments. Gordon, please. Johnston, please. Boxic, please. And to me, I've already said it. Nah. It's Festa. Gianluca Festa. Left back. He's not even a fucking left back. He's taking the penalty. What a joke. Penalty is missed. Andy Oakes' first touch is to save the penalty. It wasn't brilliant, but a very tidy save by the sub-keeper. Can 10-man Derby survive 45 minutes here now? Interesting. I think he's a 4.0 keeper, but remember, suspensions don't kick in immediately. It's normally 2 weeks. Game week 8 is in the simulation. This is a Saturday. Game week 8 is on a Wednesday. Then there's a 10-day break to game week 9, which will then realign us to Saturday and Saturday, I think. So Poom wouldn't miss out till game week 9, so he would play in game week 8. So Middlesbrough and Derby remains goalless. I think that's the first missed penalty of the season. I just think Poom got sent off. He could have stayed on the pitch and saved the penalty. How that's changed from game week 3's highest scoring player. We have a goal at the Reebok Stadium. And to everybody who said, the fuck are you doing? Henrik Pedersen has scored for Bolton Wanderers. Rodney Wallace with the assist. Bolton leads Sunderland 1-0. Henrik Pedersen, the goal scorer. Not that I'm winning because Canute scored as well, but I feel justified in the transfer move now. Bolton follow this with further home games with Derby, Southampton, then it's Ipswich away and Aston Villa at home. I wanted to get on at the start of this fixture run. And although Pedersen had underwhelmed with 1 goal in his first 6 games, I felt he was the star player on that. Listening to Dave Simplegoal on the stream saying that he actually wanted to price him higher than 7.5 was left me in absolutely no doubt of a move that I was almost certain that I was going to make anyway. So Bolton leads Sunderland at the Reebok. Henrik Pedersen, the goal scorer. Rodney Wallace with the assist. Here's the information on that Pedersen goal. Sunderland off to a terrible start again. The front 3 combined for Bolton. And Wallace ends up teeing up Pedersen, who doesn't waste a fairly easy chance. 1-0. Mark Dorney says, go on, Pedersen. Matt Morrison, sorry James, Hart missed the penalty in game week 1. Sorry guys, yeah, and I see a few other Luke Barrett saying that as well. Nash FIFA, Darren Addy, yeah, a few others. Alan Mahadi, yeah, all you guys, well done. I love how you're quick to correct. It's the right thing though. If I do say something that's completely wrong, do correct me in the chat. That's all good. FPL Badger, Mark Norwich correspondent. Yes, Pedersen. Cal points out that happened when I sold Yule too. Yes, I was very conscious, Cal, and it'd be interesting that I sold Jason Yule before Chelsea away and he scored twice. So could Canute score twice? Let's wait and see. I think a lot of people were fearing following the chat that Ian Hart might have already missed the penalty, but it was people answering my question of saying that Festa's was the first missed penalty of the season, which obviously it isn't. Ian Hart missed a penalty in game week 1. We are just over 9 minutes in, and the goals so far are for Pedersen, Bolton against Sunderland, assisted by Rod Wallace. Freddie Canute has West Ham in front at Stamford Bridge, assisted by Trevor Sinclair. Those are the only 2 goals so far. Just think I could have owned both the fuckers. Callum Stokes, don't know why I jumped shit on Canute. I can tell you why, Callum. Same reason as me. West Ham are fucking shit. They'll still get beat now. Get beat 3 or 4-1. I think there's some frustration obviously brewing with the guys who've got Chelsea defensively. I have a goal to tell you about at Villa Park. And that goal has gone to 2 games, 2 starts, 2 goals. Dion Dublin has put Aston Villa ahead against Leeds. The assist goes to George Boateng. Leeds United clean sheet. Bust gone again. Villa lead Leeds 1-0 at Villa Park. Dion Dublin, the goal scorer, is second of the season. His first start since game week 1 when he also scored at West Ham United. The assist going to George Boateng. What do we think, guys? Ian Hart and that. I'd mentioned last week about possibly sending him this week. And I hadn't decided if I was or wasn't going to. When Malbranque got injured in the early kickoff and I see he was out for a month, I had to really make that move to give myself a little bit cover today. He's actually ended up not mattering. I wish that I'd left Malbranque, but wasn't to know. I have information of a penalty at St James's Park. Shearer beats Flowers in the box and the big keeper takes down his former teammate. Straight red card to Tim Flowers. I ain't buying Tim Flowers next week. Shearer to take it. He'll face Ian Walker. He's on for Dean Sturridge. I might be buying Ian Walker instead. Alan Shearer, who is my captain, is about to take a penalty for Newcastle United. Oh dear, the pressure. Flowers sent off. We've had 2 goalkeepers sent off in inside 12 minutes at least. Flowers of Leicester and Poom both sent off. We await the Alan Shearer penalty for Newcastle, who will now be playing against 10 men Leicester City. And I'd already decided my game week 9 transfer was going to be Tim Flowers in for Shaka Hislop. I could still do it, but then the suspension's coming. You can probably hear it. Shearer has scored. Newcastle lead 1-0. Alan Shearer has scored from the penalty spot. He has rewarded captainers. You didn't think he was going to miss, did you? He sends Walker the wrong way and Newcastle lead. Information on that. Dion Dublin goal for Villa. Direct from Villa. Boateng lobs a long ball forwards towards Dublin. He loses his man and manages to hook a fine volley past Martin, who might have done better. So quick goals there for Villa through Dion Dublin and then Alan Shearer for Newcastle. So captain scored and 78 minutes to go against 10 men. I'm quite happy with that captain choice at the moment. But a long way to go. See, West Ham, right? Equaliser for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Goal scorer is John Terry. The assist goes to Jody Morris. Hang on a second. Jody Morris was not in that Chelsea team. Have I missed something here? Did I miss something in the West Ham goal? What did I miss? What did I miss? You'll all be telling me in the chat. Petit pulled up. So the information on that, I've missed this tweet. Apologies. Terrible start for Chelsea. This is after the goal. Petit pulled up and his signalling needs to come off. Jody Morris coming on to replace him. A goal down and now this. Is it going to be one of those nights for Chelsea? Well, Morris is on in place of Emmanuel Petit and has set up the equaliser for John Terry. There is also a goal at, as you can see, the Riverside motherfuckers. Jonathan Greening is the goal scorer for Middlesbrough against 10-man Derby County. And Carlos Marinelli, 4.5, has returned an assist from a midfield position. Middlesbrough lead 1-0 against 10-man Derby County at the Riverside motherfuckers. For those who might listen to the Premier League quiz earlier today, I did manage to get it onto a podcast. Greening the scorer, Marinelli with the assist. Derby down to 10 men. Middlesbrough have already missed a penalty through Gianluca Festa. Jonathan Greening, the goal scorer there. Andy North says, think Flapjack has Terry. Andrew Martin, yeah, saying, yeah, I've missed that Petit substitution. Apologies, guys. We have a goal at White Hart Lane. and Spurs are behind. The goal scorer is John Collins for Fulham, and there is assist for John Harley. I think the Collins goal plays quite a few, obviously. Goal full stop does not please me, as Spurs trail at White Hart Lane. John Collins, the goal scorer, assist for John Harley. Liam H says, did you ever see Shearer score live? More times than I could fucking count, mate. The amount of times he destroyed Spurs. I remember his final season at Blackburn. The year after they won the title, they were shit. I think everyone knew that Shearer was going to go. It was about March time, and we battered them. And he had 3 kicks, and they beat us 3-2. It's brilliant, unbelievable striker. What a player! So yes, I saw him not only live, I saw him score against me plenty of times. Is a second goal to tell you about at the Riverside, motherfuckers. Christ, Middlesbrough are going to get me pissed. Jonathan Greening has scored again. He's got his second. And the assist is for Noel Whelan. 2-0 Middlesbrough. Greening with both. Noel Whelan with the assist. Cute. Everybody in the chat going, where's Boxage? Where's Johnson? It's 75 minutes to go and they're playing against 10 men. Dean Gordon as well, obviously. I'd just seen Ryan mention about it not being Dean Gordon. So, yeah, Middlesbrough lead 2-0 against 10-man Derby. Wow. James Conway, evening, James. Skip through the first 10. What a relief having the captain score early. Yeah, it certainly helps. Relief. Are we that into this now, guys? Everybody sits in front of their computer and goes, yeah, of course. Like it's all going wrong for Leeds United. Aston Villa have a second. The goal scorer is Juan Pablo Angel. And the account says, prepare for loads of news about those goals scored. Yeah, there is plenty to catch up on there, isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals, I think, to give you some reports on. So Juan Pablo Angel has put Villa 2-0 up against Leeds. Again, they have gone behind 2-0 early in away games. Obviously did that very recently, I think in game week 5 at Middlesbrough as well, although they did come back to get a 2-2 draw. Villa are so Jekyll and Hyde. Quite a lot, obviously. I think everybody's realising what quite a clear message was at the start in terms of the importance of home performances. Excuse me. And nobody seems to be typifying that any more than Aston Villa. Very good at home, absolutely dreadful away from home. So information on the John Collins goal for Fulham at Tottenham. Tottenham have been quick out the blocks the last few weeks, but Fulham get in front first here. Harley ends a great run with a fine cross, and Collins nips in at the near post to finish. That was the first chance of the game. Information on the John Terry equaliser on 13 minutes for Chelsea. What's he doing there? Jody Morris is the boy in midfield. He picks up Terry, making a David Platt-esque run into the box, and the young Englishman makes no mistake with his header, nodding past Tom Phillips like a striker. The one certainty of the day was that once West Ham had scored, they were never going to fucking hold on to the lead anyway. It's absolutely obvious. All right, let's crack this second beer open then. Gary Robinson mentions Champions League winner Greening. You remember David May in '99? I always remember that. That fella must have a fucking big picture up his living room. He's the clearest player in the picture. It's nothing to do with that fucking team, basically. He's clear as day as Schmeichel and Ferguson lift the trophy in Barcelona. FPL Cobbler, Ian Hart is the new Veron. Is he? Is he though? Is he though? Information on the 2 Greening goals. 2 goals to catch you up on. Marinelli at the centre of both. First, he goes on a mazy run before teeing up Greening for an early finish. For the second, he crosses into the box. Whelan flicks it on and Greening half volleys home. So let's say assist and second assist for Marinelli. And on when Pablo Angel's goal for Villa, which there was no assist for, Lord Staunton drifts a free kick in a dangerous area into the box. Dublin gets his head on target, but it's easy for Martin. But no, he spills the ball out to Angel and he taps home. Poor from the England man. Very interesting. Obviously, the guys won't have simmed game week 8 yet, so they're not suggesting anything in terms of, say, Paul Robinson and something they might know. But obviously, they'll be reading the report in the game that will be saying there's issues. And Paul Robinson will obviously be under. He'll be putting the pressure on, certainly. It's more than just pressure. Well. Nigel Martyn, who has had a torrid start here, is being removed. He walks past David O'Leary without glancing and sits stewing on the bench. Paul Robinson is replacement. Big Cole. So he's actually been subbed. Goalkeeper subbed after 20 minutes. Fucking hell. Must have been bad. Leeds 2-0 at Villa. And their goalkeeper has been hauled off. FPL Lions can't believe James doesn't rate the West Ham defence. Christian Daly is basically Maldini. Yeah, and Summers fucking Summers Roberto Carlos as well. There was another goal at the Reebok. You can probably tell from the way I'm speaking that it's not gone to a Bolton Wanderers player. Chris Bart-Williams becomes the first player other than Lilian Landis to score for Sunderland this season. That will be his first for the club, and also be a first attack in return for the assister. Gary Till, two recent signings for Sunderland have combined. Bart-Williams with a goal, Gary Till with the assist. Nigel Martyn owners, 0-pointer. I assume that's a 0-pointer. 1 point minus the 2 goals conceded. It's a 0-pointer. Wow. Martin, FPL 343. I've got Martin. What a delight. Big goalkeeper problems. All across the board. Schmeichel's still suspended. Hislop's obviously been dropped. Keller, Frieda were going to go away. Mark Poom and Tim Flowers obviously won't be suspended in the week, but walking into a suspension. And now you've got Martin as well. So goalkeepers, we've all got to have a proper look here, haven't we? I got a goal at the Riverside, motherfuckers. And Gianluca Festa has scored. And it's a penalty. No information incoming on the fact that they've won a penalty. But they've obviously got another one. And Festa has scored it. Another assist for Noel Whelan. 3 goals at the Riverside for Middlesbrough. No return so far for Gordon, Johnston or Boxic. They lead 10-man Derby by 3-0. 22 minutes gone. Festa has now scored a penalty, having missed the penalty earlier in the game. And a second assist for Noel Whelan. Bloody hell. FPL Irons is on Bartes. Sorry, Nash FIFA is on Bartes. He's in the safe place, isn't he? Is that what we need to do? Move the funds, just get Bartes and forget about it. I've heard worse ideas. I have a goal to tell you about at St James's Park. They keep saying he might get rotated, but he seems to play every week as far as I can see. Goal scorer for Newcastle is the Peruvian Norberto Solano. Very well owned in my team. He's doing bits at 6 million. And he's going to get, his ownership's going to keep going now. Remember, this is a player who missed the first 2 game weeks, or certainly the first game week on international duty. And I think game week 2, Newcastle blanked, didn't they? So didn't play till game week 3. Solano returns again for his owners. I think his ownership is about to exceed well past 50-odd%. They're in the middle of a decent run, Newcastle. I just need the clean sheet to hold now against the 10 men, and then that's the clean sweep. Shearer captain, Solano goal, and Davies has clean sheet. That would be nice, as I attacked them a couple of weeks ahead of this fixture run. It's worth saying that I think it's half the teams, 10 of the teams. So it'll be the teams that are definitely playing Leeds, Ipswich, Newcastle, Chelsea today. Only have a 3-day turnaround, and there's another one as well. Andy Martin, if you're in, can you try and let us know who the other team? I can't recall. Sorry. What the other game is that is taking place in the game on the Sunday before all 10 sides play again in the game on the Wednesday. So it is a short turnaround for Aston Villa and Leeds, Chelsea and West Ham, Ipswich and Blackburn, Newcastle and Leicester. And there's 2 other teams as well who have a shorter turnaround than the others who have a 4-day turnaround. Information on that Chris Bart-Williams goal. Sunderland back in it from a corner. Till swings in a nice delivery, and Bart-Williams rises unchallenged ahead past Jääskeläinen. It's important there, a suggestion that Till may be on the corners for Sunderland. Information on the Solano goal coming in. Very long way back for 10-man Leicester from here, and it could get messy. McAnuff dispossesses speed well in midfield, but Solano rushes onto the ball before unleashing from 25 yards. He really can hit them, that boy. It sounds like a screamer from Nobby as well. Neil Baxter took the 2 Villa goalkeepers to avoid problems. Enkelman now covering Schmeichel for me. Yeah, that's worked out not too badly, but you're going to get battered in any away game, mate. Brian Yule, far too many goals being announced before James says it, pack it in. Guys, try and read the message in the middle of the screen to the right. I'm on a 30-second delay. No spoilers. Stop acting, please, like 12-year-olds behind keyboards. Look at me, I won, I'm first. No, if you're doing that, you're a fucking idiot. And jog on. If you're joining the chat late, please take notice that I'm on a delay and you won't get to see the feed in YouTube till about 30 seconds after I physically announced it. Turn the notifications off the Chatman FPL account is the advice. News on the Gianluca Festa goal, Middlesbrough's third. Just catching up events at the Riverside. Motherfuckers. Festa won't let anyone else have the penalty. And you can see why when he takes them like this, right in the top corner. 10-man derby are being crushed here. Andrew Martin says Everton v Charlton is the other game where those two teams have only a 3-day turnaround. So the teams that have the 4-day turnaround, so the extra day rest between the Saturday, which we're in the game, and the Wednesday. I know this is a little bit confusing. But the 10 teams, therefore, with the extra day's rest are Bolton and Sunderland, Everton and Charlton, Manchester United and Liverpool, Middlesbrough and Derby, and is that right? So Tottenham, Fulham, Southampton, Arsenal, Middlesbrough, Derby, Manchester United, Liverpool, Everton, Charlton, Bolton, Sunderland. I've missed something there. Bolton, Sunderland, Everton, Charlton, Man United, Liverpool, Middlesbrough, Derby, Southampton, Arsenal, Tottenham, Fulham. Something's not right there, Andy. I'm easier listing those who only have the 3-day break. Sorry. Villa v Leeds, 3-day break. Chelsea v West Ham, 3-day break. Everton v Charlton, 3-day break. Ipswich v Blackburn, 3-day break. Newcastle and Leicester, 3-day break. All the rest, 4-day break. I think I got it right that time. Sorry, guys. Watson in the chat says, can everybody make sure they're watching live? He's saying that nobody is spoiling the chat, so I'll let you guys to police it from here, to be honest, guys. It's not really what I want to be talking about. I want to be doing the football updates and stuff. I'm sure those don't particularly want to hear me banging on about it either. So, yeah, quite 6 minutes or so since those 22-minute strikes for Solano and Festa. Remember, guys, if you're joining in late, you can go across the bottom and you will see there all the current scorers and assisters. Excuse me. And red carders as well. Excuse me. Chris, FPL captain, do you think we should try and get a graphic in there at the bottom that says if someone's missed the penalty as well? I don't know. I'm not saying do it now, but perhaps something to think about for the future, so people know perhaps coming in late that Festa's missed the penalty as well. I don't know if there's something we can put in there that says missed penalty plus saved, for example. Something to think about, Chris. You're a genius. You'll figure it out in time for game week 8. I don't doubt you. No pressure, pal. Rob Reed, major rotation on the next round of games, then yes. Yeah, there's likely to be. So as much as I've said, like Solano has been starting, yeah, he is a massive risk for that fixture away to Southampton on Wednesday night. Rotation will be Saturday night to you. Sorry, let's just say game week 8. So yeah, let's wait and see. Brad Lewin, save my week, Zola, for fuck's sake. There's an hour to go yet, Brad. Christopher C, let's hope Ruud van Nistelrooy stays quiet. Obviously a non-owner there. Andy G, the goal per evening, all nice to join. See Captain Shearer and Nobby goals. E. Brune. I wonder who Man City are playing this week. Don't know. Ain't in this leg. FPL Cat says, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, good man. AK, Rebroff madness incoming. No, but there is a goal incoming from the Reebok. and Michael Ricketts is the goal scorer. Certainly the cheaper one to attack rather than Pedersen at a full 2 million cheaper, I believe. For me, too much of a rotation risk amidst the period where we may, well, particularly in game week 8, see some. Nicky Saville is the assister, so it's Ricketts with the goal, Saville with the assist. So all three of that, the Bolton front three, have returned now as well. So obviously Wallace assisted the earlier strike for Pedersen. Bolton back in front, 2-1 against Sunderland. Goal timed at 30 minutes. David Storm says, need something for Redroth captain. Andrew Martin, haha, yeah, basically. Those in UEFA Cup, Leeds, Ipswich, Newcastle and Chelsea play on the Sunday, as well as Everton v Charlton, which was probably a TV pick. Obviously, I mean, you wouldn't pick Man United v Liverpool, would you? There was a goal to tell you about at Villa Park. Aston Villa's clean sheet and Peter Enkelman's clean sheet is gone. The goal scorer is Alan Smith, whose stats in the game are really, really good. I'm told from the reliable ones like Luke, etc. It's just a case he can't get a place in the team. The assist will be more popular than the scorer. The assist goes to Harry Kewell. So Alan Smith's pulled one back for Leeds at Villa Park. Harry Kewell with the assist. Villa lead Leeds by 2-1. I've got a few returns here, I think, at the moment. Solano, Shearer, Kewell assists, Pedersen, obviously. Not Freddie Canute. Cal, Man United slow recently. Dick Wellington, quiet Old Trafford. Alan says, I don't even need Redroth to score. I'd settle for 3-4 assists. Here's some build-up, some information on that Bolton goal. Nice build-up play by Bolton. Nolan Hendy, I think that's meant to say Hendy, Franson, Madison and Pedersen all involved before Saville plays the ball across the box for Ricketts, who heads in off the post. Bolton looking more like Brazil just there. Brap, brap. Rory's in the chat, our friend, now Rory Boamorte, in reference to the incredible feat of Lewis Boamorte in, I think it was game week 4, wasn't it? 1/3 through the game, 1/3 the way to a Shearer hat-trick. Suddenly he's gone all fucking positive on things, isn't he? Andrew Dale dropped heart, so feels worth it till he scores twice. Rob Reed, Kewell start, good too, yeah. Andy North says he loved Alan Smith at United. Which one? Controversial. Information on that Smith goal. Great play from Alan Smith. He picks the ball up off Harry Kewell on halfway, bursts through a couple of weak tackles before unleashing an unstoppable low shot. Leeds back in it. Late riser Troll saying Kewell going steady. Andrew Martin. Alan Smith was cult legend. Then fucked it. FPL Panda, come on the 0-0 at OT. I want my Worthington Cup entry. That would be a reference to the Wolfpack guys and their draw, I think, unless I'm completely wrong there. Matthew Hobbs is pleased with that. Harry Kewell assist. 33 minutes in, about 12 minutes to half time, guys. Villa lead Leeds 2-1. Bolton also leads Sunderland by the same score. It's 1-1 between Chelsea and West Ham at Stamford Bridge. Goalless at Goodison Park, Portman Road and Old Trafford. Middlesbrough lead 10-man Derby 3-0. Newcastle lead 10-man Leicester 2-0. Goalless at St Mary's and Fulham lead at White Hart Lane. Substitution at the Reebok. What a night to be a goalkeeper. Peter Reid is extremely harsh here, replacing 21-year-old debutant goalkeeper Michael Ingram, 20-year-old Jamie Ashdown on his place on for his debut. Don't mess it up, Jamie, or Noel Quinn will be in goal next. What the fuck is going on? We no goalkeepers left. That Shrifa needs Dudek to get sent off. That's specific, sir. Ravo Audi, hope Gerrard scores a screamer and we win 1-0. James Conroy preferred Rory when he was moaning. Rory was cool, but yeah, it was better banter when Rory was doing shit. I'm going to be honest. FPL Iron started Hart and Millshot, dropped Ashley Cole, needs Southampton to score. Don't hold your breath there, Luke. Mark Dorney agreed with James Conroy. Christopher C. I can't believe how defensive Blackburn went against a poor Ipswich. Foot me soccer Johnston very silent today. 10 minutes to half time. I think good time, guys. If you want to fire in some questions, let's do some shit. FPL Panda, fucking madness. The goalkeepers union will revolt. Imagine that. Game week 8 has been postponed as all goalkeepers go on strike. FPL Cobbler, finest keepers. Mark Dorney, bloody goalkeepers, you got your gloves, James. I'm too fucking sure. Get Lee from FPL Family. He's going to come be our goalkeeper when me and Suj finally get round to unsocial distancing and do this penalty shootout we keep promising everyone. DJMusis is Grabby playing. No, left out because Blackburn decided they want to turn up like the most defensive team on the planet away from home and batter the shit out of everyone at home and have 6-goal thrillers and stuff. FPL Chancellor, this is more like the early 2000s Spurs, I remember. Yeah, I'm feeling that at the moment as well, damn boy. Jamie Conroy, Jamie Ashdown, Pompey legends, sort of. Brad Lunden need Dudek to score at this rate. David Storm, Gwan Crossley, stay on the pitch. But the safest ones at the moment like Crossley and Given, doesn't it? Nash FIFA, Bartes will go up front next. Rob McTaggart, 4 keepers who started in goal at kickoff, no longer on 35 minutes in. Unbelievable, James. Yeah, 4 red cards for Poom and Flowers. And we've had Ingham and Martin withdrawn. Andy Cairns are the top scorer and assister list, including those from tonight. Yes, I think that he's updating them. I'm sure Canute was on 3 and is now on 4. Can you confirm that in the chat for us, Chris? But I think, bless him, yeah. I think he is fucking updating it live. The star man himself. Information coming in from Old Trafford. I don't think it's anything particularly exciting. KG game here. Both defences on top. Dudek has saved a Van Nistelrooy header, but that's the only action of note. You feel like 1 goal could settle this at this stage. Perhaps there's more to come, though, with the talent on show. Feeling like I should have started Sammy fucking Hippier at this point as well. Reads I need a clean sheet from us away at Old Trafford of Dudek. Let's say the us, man. There's only one us in here, and that's Spurs. Badger, how is Manchild doing? I guess he's not playing champ, man. He's definitely not playing champ, man. He doesn't even play fucking FPL, does he? Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, I seen him on a work call the other day. He's doing fine. FPL captain says yes, trying to keep them updated as they go in. So the goals and assist charts. This guy is a fucking don. The goals and assist chart that you'll see bottom right. There, that way. Yes, he's trying to keep it live, so to update the graphic as well. What a geezer. You're working hard there, aren't you, Chris? Fair play. I've got some beers on their way for you, mate. Nick Wright, I'm late tuning in. Looks like I missed a lot of action at the Riverside, motherfuckers. Yes, loads. Hippo 07 legendary. Tuna going to have a rout today. Solano and Shearer hat-tricks. My memory of this game is that quite often you'd have these situations and batter a team and they'd have a player sent off or something in the first half and in the second half just a non-event. So be prepared for that. Richard says Gerard Long Ranger incoming. He's not real life, pal. Hassan Cal also went Johnson, never considered Greening. I think you bought the right player there, Hassan. Don't worry about it. A few nice comments in for FPL captain. Top guys, he'll well appreciate that. FPL Cobblers on Hippier. Didn't think he would be the last clean sheet left going at this stage. He's not the last, but he's one of. There are 9 clean sheets still intact at the moment, which is a lot better than most fucking weeks recently. FPL Badger says Sammy fucking Hippier. If you know, you know. I don't think I do, Mark, so DMs later, mate. Let me know. Late riser, big forwards having a quiet game. Jost Shearer. Excuse me. Long way to go, guys. One for the FPL captain saying as well, in terms of the organising of the goals assists, he's organising them by ownership numbers based on last week's numbers. So where you've got Van Nistelrooy, Boumort, Ayul, Canute. I've lost it off my screen. It will come onto yours in there. Those are a level he's trying to do in ownership order, which I think is a very good idea, actually. And then at the bottom, say like for assists where it says plus 25, you obviously can't fit fucking 25 players in there. So there are another 25 players on 2 assists for a moment. And he's put the highest owned ones at the top of that list. I think that's the way he's doing it, which is top work there from FPL Captain. I saw a comment in there from Andy Martin, which I always feel like I need to see. Hope Captain doesn't forget ticker. Oh, yeah, Chris, don't forget the old 45-minute clock while you're doing all those juggling things, mate. It's coming up in about 4 minutes. FPL Boosters in. Hi, guys. Hello, mate. Thanks for your constantly boosting tweets. I can tell you that there's been a goal at White Hart Lane. Teddy. Oh, Teddy. Teddy Sheringham. Teddy Sheringham has equalised for Spurs against Fulham 4 minutes before the break. And Christian Ziege, eat your heart out. The world-class Ben Thatcher with the assist. Spurs 1, Fulham 1. It's not Salakovic, it's not Rebrov, it's 7.5 million. Teddy Sheringham with the equaliser for Spurs. Luke Porteous, Andy Oakes on my bench. You might have just walked into a touch, mate. Adam Baines, I'd love to help, but I have 0 talent skills, but feel free to send beer. Ben Thatcher does his best Christian Ziege impression. I could see that coming. Steaming up the left flank before delivering into the centre for Teddy Sheringham has timed his run perfection. He runs onto the header. Boom, 1-1. Spurs brought on 4 forwards last week at 3-0. What were they going to do this week at fucking 1-1? Trond and everybody else saying nice things in the chat to our friend FPL Captain. He'll well appreciate that. James Streets, what have I missed? Everything, mate. Everything. FPL chance of getting Edward, you beauty. Can't, Dan. Can't you, Spurs? I've nearly lost the fucking everything now. Alex Rebrov troll. FPL booster, that was in the cards. All the Salakovic transfers, to be honest. Hassan Kalla, love the sound effects. You're welcome, mate. James Conway, Thatcher's a thug. Never forget him trying to kill Pedro Mendes. He was a fucking awful player. I was obviously joking. He was absolutely awful. 5 million we paid for him from Wimbledon. My God. Yeah, and what he done to Mendes when he was then at Portsmouth was fucking disgraceful. Bad player. Bad player. Eric Ravo says Sheringham seems to be doing his job quietly. Yeah. The suspicion is though that he'll probably lose his place as the season goes on. Substitution at Spurs. A bit of bad news for Spurs here though. This could be really interesting. Dean Richards is holding his groin and limping off. A young whippersnapper, Ledley King, is on in his place. Good lad, old Ledders. Yeah, 4 million. Keep a close eye out for that Dean Richards information. If it's long term, Ledley's likely to play in this Spurs team at 4.0. And I can't think of anything better than sticking your Lord Staunton up your arse and then having Lord King. Clean sheet has gone for Newcastle United. Leicester, 10 men at Leicester have scored at Newcastle. The goal scorer is James Scowcroft. Assist, none. Dabizas owners, like me, put their head in their hands. Geordies just can't help themselves, can they? Just can't help themselves. So, yeah, 10-man Leicester pulled one back at Newcastle. James Scowcroft, the goal scorer. Newcastle lead 2-1. FPL Captain, as a reminder, it is 15 seconds to half-time. FPL, I reckon Thatcher jumped into the crowd and elbowed someone in the nose to celebrate. 3, 2, 1. He's only going to done it, hasn't he? Oh, we have a late goal going into added time at Goodison Park. Jason Yuill has done it again. He has scored for Charlton at Goodison Park. The assist goes to John Robinson. Charlton lead 1-0 at Everton. 4.5 million midfielder Robinson with the assist. 7.5 million Yuill continuing to do the business and showing consistency. I could have had Yuill, Robert, Canute and Pedersen this week. And no Shearer captain. Exactly. You can't have them all, guys. Charlton lead at Everton. Probably regretting putting Kevin Nolan as first sub over Richard Rufus at this moment in time, though. So Charlton currently now are the only away side leading in the Premier League. That's just about nearly half time. We'll wait on confirmation of that, obviously. Jason Yuill, what's that? Does that make him second highest goal scorer? Puts him on 5, I think. I might be completely wrong there, but I think it just puts him 1 behind Grabby. Information on those goals. Lovely team goal. Kinsella receives the ball in midfield and picks out Robinson. He plays the ball straight into the middle for Yuill, who scores a diving header past Mira. Bad news too, though. The injured Bartlett is off for Graham Stewart. So blow there for Sean Bartlett owners if you're still hanging on the back there. He has gone off injured. Information on that Scowcroft goal for Leicester. It's been all Newcastle. They've gifted Leicester a way back in from a set piece. Saves. Meets Delaney's delivery. Given saves well, but Scowcroft is first to the ball and he does manage to beat the Irishman too easy. I only read what's written, guys. What did saves also correct from? That's what we need to know. Saves meets Delaney's delivery. Who was saves? Can we work it out? I have some news of some substitutions. 1 at Villa Park, 1 at Stamford Bridge before you go and make your cuppa, if that's what you were thinking. That's a bit late for all that shit, isn't it? Change of pace due here to injury. Oh my God, Pete Enkelman is injured. It has got to be a wind-up. So 17-year-old Boaz Myhill is on for his debut. He takes the goal kick and Lee Bowyer immediately injures himself jumping for the header. Batty is on for him now. And at Stamford Bridge, an injury at the bridge too. Babi Yaro, who's been struggling for a while since being crunched by Christian Daly, that Maldini guy that FPL Irons was talking about. Christian Daly was booked in the challenge. He is now replaced by Budavine Zenden. Joe Cole has also been booked for West Ham. Wow. So how many goalkeepers have we lost? That's astonishing. 5 goalkeepers lost in a half of football. Half time, phew, another goal field first half. Villa, Bolton lead 2-1, 1-1 at the bridge. Charlton lead at Everton through that Jason Yuill goal right on half time. Goalless at Ipswich and Manchester United. Middlesbrough lead 10-man, Derby 3-0. Newcastle lead 10 men, Leicester 2-1. Goalless at St Mary's between Southampton and Arsenal. And it is 1-1 between Tottenham and Fulham at White Hart Lane. And breathe. Nash FIFA, all the keepers have lost the plot. Ram, Scenes, we'll make the fucking goalkeeper change, haven't we? So there's 5 have been replaced and 2 of them are still off on the pitch, are unavailable in game week 8 as well. Shit, man. I have to have a big... I've got to make one. I've got no goalkeeper with Hislop. Hislop's not getting his place back. Do I even want Hislop to get his place back? So I need to have a big think about it. I planned in my planning to go from Keller to Flowers in game week 9 anyway. Just as Leicester walked into West Ham and Derby at home. So all right, I'm gonna have to. My thinking was, okay, I'm gonna have to go a week earlier and take in the Aston Villa away game as well. But that was the choice I was gonna have to make. Now that needs a rethink. Because remember, these guys getting suspended are going to miss game week 9. It's not game week 8. So Puma and Flowers will be available in game week 8. It's 9 that they're going to miss. So I need someone that covers not just game week 8, really. Because I got Spurs and Man United game week 9. But then, I don't know, United aren't not exactly smashing it at the moment, are they? And they're probably going to have to rotate their team a little bit. At Tottenham following that. That's following the international break, isn't it? So maybe not.
depends on the state of some of their internationals, returnees and stuff. Just looking at fixtures, Southampton home to Newcastle. Consider Paul Jones coming up next. I don't know. Andrew Martin, any Boas Myhill owners? Who was that Enkelman owner who was smug? Cracked me up 10 minutes ago. Andy, you can't be horrible. You're the fucking game developer. Samuel DB, keepers on steroids at the moment. Patrick Lawson, this game's FPL madness, not notched up to 17. Dick Wellington, everyone to Barters next week. Do you know what it could be? Just get Barters in, take a hit, fuck something else off. Could be. Mark Dorney, right to Seaman incoming. Rory Bowen-Morte, Sereni, baby. That's a possible way. Yeah, Sereni as well. That would then give me the Ipswich coverage. To be honest, that's the best way to go, isn't it? Is Sereni. I think. Probably is. That's just the best way to go. My plan was to go Ipswich, one of the defensive ones for Riderson or Tarico or something. But actually, that's going to be the sensible one, isn't it? Just get Sereni. Get it over and done with. I'll wait for their fixture ticker to come back round on my screen. My screen fixture ticker might not match yours exactly in terms of when I speak and when I see it. When I see it, I'll speak about it. Top assistants: Beckham, Gordon, Tugai, and Johnson, all on 4 each. So Ipswich are West Ham at home next, Sunderland away, Bolton at home, Tottenham away. Absolute no-brainer. I went to go Flowers because it was better longer term with Leicester and Tottenham. That's obvious. I have to go Sereni. Have to go. So yeah, I'll be going Sereni. I'll happily say that right now. And that gives me the coverage then. And I think a lot of people are going to be buying Matteo Sereni this coming week. That seems the obvious one to me. FPL Badger, I've Schmeichel out suspended, so I don't have that luxury. Brian, you were saying I'm just bringing Sereni off the bench. Badger, wish I'd played him this week too. FPL Badger is a Norwich fan. He won't buy fucking any Ipswich players anyway. He still wouldn't buy. It'd be the obvious one. He still won't buy Ipswich. Nash FIFA, Sereni sent off at the weekend. He go, yeah, I should start announcing transfers, shouldn't I? Sereni get sent off between now and the end of the game. John Gerhard's son is, don't know if I'm lucky to have Jaskalainen. Debatable, conceding at home to Sunderland and that, but yeah, they've got a good little run. It's okay at the moment. Boas Myhill, yeah, later of Hull and West Bromwich Albion. Was a fat fucker by the end. I remember him wasting time going to the Hawthorns one game. Definitely had one too many. He weren't slimmer than me. No chance. A lot taller, but definitely not slimmer. FPL Badger saying, yeah, over my dead body getting Ipswich players. Gonna fucking hurt you though, Mark. You might need to consider it. I'd get an Arsenal player in. Gives a shit. FPL Woolly back. Second half equals Hart penalty, Gordon assist, Beckham assist, Selakovic penalty, Rude 2 goals, Redruth goal, Boxic goal. It's happening. And whoever your goalkeeper is getting fucking injured, I should think. Luke Barrett, would you go with an Ipswich double at the back? I'm not keen on that. The reason I'm not keen on that is it looks wicked when they got a home game. You ain't going to feel so good when they got an away game. You may well be forced into playing one of them away from home. I'm not sure you're going to want to. Totally correct what Luke was saying about Tarico. One of, in terms of him regularly picking up the bonuses and stuff like that. One of the things I noticed from obviously last week was that they played a flat 5 away to Leeds. Now, they're not going to play that too often, judging by the fixtures they've got coming up. So I still think Tarico's the best shout. He's playing in a more advanced position today. So, I mean, he could well be ending up with an 8 or a 9 pointer here without an attacking return as it would stand now. So let's see. Liam H, who was fatter in their peak? Paul Robinson or Myhill? Myhill, I think. Yeah. Don't forget, Robbo had bad illnesses. Feel bad for the fucker. Dropped off alarming me. He was a very good goalkeeper in his peak. Then he had illnesses and it fucked him, which we never knew about till a lot later. DJ, I don't mind if I just call you DJ, do you? Yes, Seaman. Ed Meckham, James, what do you think about jumping straight back on Varane when he's back fit? Big differential is surely no ownership now and is due to hit some numbers according to people's sims. Completely dependent on Ruud van Nistelrooy. If I'm happy with Van Nistelrooy, then no. If I'm not happy with Van Nistelrooy, then possibly yes. That's exactly where I'd be with that. And I don't see me being unhappy with Van Nistelrooy. It's just a consistent machine who I can captain in most games. There ain't many times I'm going to own Van Nistelrooy in a home game and not captain him. Not many. Liam H. Andy Reid's third choice. Andy Reid, even when he turned up at Spurs, their wishes are he's chunky. What, been on the chunky chips? Like, seriously. FPL Sergeant TJ, where do you have these seamen? In his FPL team. Auto Recluse, how many games out is best to plan a transfer for? 3, 4, 5. I don't go too far, Recluse, because as you see, shit gets in the fucking way. But I think now I've got an idea. You know, I was kind of thinking first 4 game weeks at the start, but game week 2 after game week 1, I changed my mind because I started with Henry and I realised that I was going to have major captaincy issues if I didn't go Van Nistelrooy game week 2. So it's okay to have a plan, be prepared to be flexible. I've announced already on this stream that I was going to buy Tim Flowers this week. I'm now obviously not going to. I could get him this week for Villa away and then have him banned. Doesn't seem to make sense when I can't guarantee that the thing is I can't guarantee that Keller will get his Spurs place back, right? So it's going to be far more sensible to go different ways. Just got to be prepared to be flexible. Like I knew on Sunday I was going Pedersen definitely 100%. Watched the stream, that was 110%. But then I wasn't making the transfer for certain until I'd seen all the injury news and stuff. At that point, I'm like, okay, we're cool, we're safe. That's what I'm going to do. Got to be prepared to be flexible. That's all. What's plan B, C? If you really want to win this game, what's the fallback options when Tim Flower gets suspended? And the one thing I keep saying to people as well, like people kept saying to me, oh, you have to go Boxic, he's so reliable. Don't get me wrong, Boxic could bang a hat-trick in the second half and he's a brilliant asset. He ain't going to win this game just by going with everybody else with Boxic. I keep saying this. You need to come up with fresh ideas. I'm fascinated. Andy Martin, I don't know if you've got it. What's Pedersen's ownership, mate? If you're in the chat, if you've got it, I'd love to know what Pedersen's ownership is. And because nobody else was talking about getting him. So if his ownership's like 25%, I know you will just fucking copy me. And you shouldn't do that. I'm not the best fantasy manager in the world. Ian Parron, you regret not going for Seaman earlier, James. If I'd known he was going to play 7 game weeks at 5 million, then yeah. And right now, he's a great choice. And actually, having gone from Malbronk to Fanidi, I could afford to go to Hislop to Seaman. I could afford that. I just think it's a risk. I just think at any point Richard Wright's going to get that shirt back. That's what I think. DJ, I don't know if you were saying no to me saying, can I call you DJ? Because if it's a genuine no, because you put NP, if it's a genuine no, I don't want to offend you. But Mussy Case, DJ Mussy Case, boom. Optimus, what you think about Everson? Fucking shit. Pep Talk went against the grain and played a defender who's playing away from home. Lauren, expect he's missing today. How old is Dixon? Dixon be old, fam. FPL Chance, do you think this is when Leeds Chelsea defenders start getting properly sold? Yeah, I mean, I was sick of the rotation at Chelsea by like game week 3. I was like, this is going to be a nightmare. Forget that. At least with Leeds, you know Hart is going to play 8% of the time. But right now, he's not justifying that value. And next, it's Fulham away, Everton at home, Arsenal away, Chelsea at home. I was speaking about selling him before this. I genuinely was considering it. If Malbronk had not got injured, I would have bought Hariderson or Tarico. And I would have sold Rufus or Hart. And I hadn't decided which way I was going to play that. Pep Talk saying, Hart testing my patience. Yes, attacking potential with clean sheets to the bread and butter of fantasy. Richard Stiles, James. Yes, James, this setup you got is amazing. Need to get a green screen behind you. I've got Spunky in goal well until the second half starts. Anyway, Rich, did I know you from my former job? If that's you, hit me up on Twitter, mate. Dick Wellington, aka Music Ace. It could be. Speedy, Music Ace, lol. Kev Mack, isn't it DJ Music Ace? I don't fucking know. Yo, Chris, start the fucking clock. Second half started. We're underway. Love you, Chris. We're underway for the second half. Couple of changes to report for Blackburn. Simon Grayson is on for the injured Craig Shaw. 4.0 defender in line potentially for a clean sheet. Has gone off for Simon Grayson. What the fuck is this, man? Spurs also to shape things up a bit by replacing Darren Anderton with who else? Chris Armstrong. They've done it again. What does it mean, Selakovic at wing back? I don't know. It's fucking bizarre. How many fucking strikers can you put on a pitch? It's fucking weird, man. Really fucking weird. I don't know. Joe Finley Badder, side note, James Zuniga, really? Yeah, he was shit for Watford, but... And if you want to know what that's all about, you need to listen to Tuesday's Planet FPL Premier League Squad Challenge, which, if you've seen it and you want to try it, I suggest you book a day out of your life because you will lose a whole day trying this challenge. Essentially, it's a 25-man squad challenge. You can only pick players that have played for one Premier League club. You can't pick two players who've played for the same club. You can't pick two players in the same country. And you have to assign them a squad number between 1 and 25 that they wore in the Premier League for that club. I'm telling you, I've spent nearly all of Sunday and Monday on that fucking thing preparing for Tuesday. And for those who already listened to the podcast, I still managed to fuck it up. But good fun. I think a lot of you in this will really enjoy the quiz as well, which is on YouTube if you'd prefer to watch it there rather than the audio. Did a quiz on Premier League hat-tricks. We have the first goal of the second half, and it's come from Villa Park. The wing-backs have combined for Aston Villa. Mark Delaney is the goal scorer. The assist goes to Alan Wright. Ian Hart and Gary Kelly, eat your hearts out. 3-1 Villa. Mark Delaney, the goal scorer. Assist, Alan Wright. And I understand Paul Robinson is being withdrawn from... He's not really. The fucking state of it. 3-1 leads. They're behind at Villa. Yeah, Hart's a problem. Yeah, we know his number's going to be good. Yeah, we know he's on the penalties and all that. And I don't know. He's got huge ownership and he's not justifying it. Whereas I think actually Van Nistelrooy, because of the captaincy thing as well, actually probably still is. Like Solano is about to as well. Solano is about to go up to those similar sort of numbers. Which will say, yeah, unfortunately it's not a priority for me. And they've got a good home fixture coming up against Everton. It's either next week or the week after, isn't it? It might be the next one. And then I think it could be after that I think about it. Just trying to look at the fixtures now, not on my page. Right, on that Villa goal, the wing-backs combine. Yeah, missaid that, man. Alan Wright's cross is heavy and it carries through to Mark Delaney. He cuts the inside, skips past Harry Kewell and unleashes a belter into the top corner. Great start to the second half for Villa. Leeds go to Fulham next, then Everton at home. And then follow that with a trip to Arsenal. So I think Hart probably gets a stay of execution from me because of the goalkeeper issues. And then I'll keep him for Everton and then that's probably it, I think. Unless he shows me something in them 2 weeks to make me think different. FPL Graphics saying Hart is close to being punted out of the team. This is the theme of conversation tonight, I think. Further injury blow at Spurs. This is an interesting one. Ben Thatcher pulls up in a sprint holding his hamstring. He's coming off and Stephen Carr is coming on for his first league appearance of the season. I think we might actually now have Selakovic at left wing back. That's a possibility. Didn't Scout reckon that Calderwood had said to him that no matter what, they were basically going to keep the same formation. And I know that's not legitimate and real. But Spurs don't change the system from that back three with wing backs. So let's see. I guess Carr could go left wing back. Doesn't really make sense. The sale of Maurizio Tirico looks bonkers now because Tirico can cover either side. Simon Dowling, Leeds seem a different beast at home. Lots thinking of selling Hart now, wouldn't there? Got substitution to tell you about at St James's Park. Newcastle on the front foot early in the second half. They make a change up right back with Warren Barton on for Gavilan. Leicester pinned back right now. Pep talk, playing Hart and benching Blanc a mistake. I'm the new Rory. Well, I've got Hippier on my bench currently. It's nothing happening at Old Trafford. I never had a thought to leave Blanc out though. Like Manchester United in a home fixture, no way. Irrespective of opposition. Brian, was that Delaney's second goal of the season? That's a very good question. I don't have any stats in front of me today, unfortunately, Brian, but it may very well. Alex is saying Hart is worth being patient for. Yeah, they said that about Varane as well, mate. Andrew Dale, low. Spurs losing more players to injury might be a team to go against. Yeah, but we're in the middle of good fixtures. Alex, James, you love Stephen. I did love Stephen Carr. It was terrific. It was really, really good for Spurs. I was probably as gutted when he left as I have been about a Spurs player leaving. Like personally, he came through the academy and all that, and he got sick of the way things were happening at Spurs. He got fucked over a contract renewal as well. So I'm told people thought he was being greedy going to Newcastle, but actually he agreed. He wanted to agree a contract, and then the terms that were offered were changed. And he was like, "No, fuck that. If that's how you feel about me, I'm going to go." That's the rumoured story. And he went to Newcastle, and he probably wishes he didn't because he'd had a great time at Spurs under Martin Jol. He obviously then retired and then came back and won the League Cup with Birmingham. Substitution at Middlesbrough as well. Riverside, motherfuckers. Sorry, I didn't mean lack of energy in that. Jonathan Green, his night is over. He's picked up an injury and he won't get his hat-trick today. Dean Windas's replacement. Substitutions at Villa Park as well. Bloody hell, there's loads of these. Are we trying to save legs for game week 8 here, guys? Changes again for both sides. David Ginola is on for Hadji for Villa. While Leeds look to make a change too. Michael Dewberry replacing Mark Viduka. The fuck? Perhaps a change of shape with Robbie Keane heading up top. Yeah, but fuck, man, you're losing 3-1. So what are you doing now? You're playing Dewberry in midfield. You're going back three, playing Hart and Kelly as wing backs. With perhaps Kewin as 10. Bowyer inside with McPhail. Yeah, possibly. Would you take Viduka off though? Oh, that's big frustration for Viduka owners there. Fuck me. You got Shearer at the same valuation, and Rebroff as well. Although I feel like if you were going to go for Rebroff, you should have done it like this week or the week before. Ryan Foley saying Stephen Carr was brilliant for Birmingham. Andrew might Stephen Carr against Man United. Whoa. What a fucking worldie of a goal that was, mate. He hit it and it just went like a... You've never seen a ball go so straight in your life. Literally never deviated. Literally hit it and it went like a fucking arrow, mate. 23rd of October, 1999. You can Google that. I'm right. Graham Sean Leeds really wants to solidify that 3-1 defeat. Update from White Hart Lane. Fulham have done a great job of making this a really tight game. Goma again superb at the back. Note there, guys. They make a change here too. Sean Day is being replaced by the experienced Bjarne Goldbeck. Goldbeck normally plays right of midfield, I think. So it could mean Stolzer, most likely means Stolzers, or perhaps more likely Legwinski going inside. FPL Panda dodged a Viduka bullet this week. Billy Hadaway, Viduka to Shearer looking good now. Mark Dorney, I love this game. Viduka, Hart, False 9, Flatjack, love Michael Dewberry. He is so shit. I told a good story about him a couple of weeks ago. I ain't doing it again. Mac Morrison, cheers, pal. Appreciate that. Ash, Bowyer is off injured. You're right. Bowyer is off injured. So, the fuck? Who came on for Bowyer? I can't bother to look. Someone tell me. Luke's in the chat. Hello, mate. How you doing? Disable. This is Viduka going to probably means a back 5. Viduka probably playing out of 5 out of 10. he has bad consistency stats. Okay. Further change, St Mary's this time. Ah, you're kidding. He's coming off again, guys. Wenger wants to shake things up as his side look for a goal. Kanu and Omri haven't had their best nights and are off for Jeffers and Bergkamp. Unbelievable. 59 minutes the other week, 49 minutes in game week 6, 54 minutes in game week 7. Another 1 point return for Thierry Henry. That is staggering. Absolutely staggering. Thank you, James Street, for saying that it was David Batty who came on for Lee Bowyer. Simon Downey, have Spurs made all 3 subs? Carr, Armstrong, King, yes. So your Spurs assets will play the remainder of the game. There's another goal to tell you about at Villa Park. His second goal for Alan Smith. So that's why he took Viduka off. And the assistant is again Harry Kewell. So Alan Smith has scored his second of the night. Harry Kewell with the assist. Not only does that Viduka to someone else move look obvious, his place in the team might not look obvious. Obviously, normally as well, they normally play Robbie Keane just behind Viduka, don't they? So do they go that way and go Keane and Smith? That's how they want to go. So anyway, Leeds back to 3-2 down away to Villa. They've got 35 minutes basically to turn that round. So second goal for Alan Smith, second assist for Harry Kewell. We are just over 3 minutes away from that dreaded 60-minute mark. But I think it's already been dreaded for nearly everybody already. What's a mad one? Benny Blanco sums it up by saying the AI is on crack tonight. Ryan, hashtag Wenger out. Yeah, we're yapping about being top of the league, weren't they? What you doing now? You start playing a few away games. Not so big and clever, are you? Go on, the Saints. FPL Panda, go on, Smudger. FPL Graphics, Smith at 7 is becoming very interesting. Alan Smith would be dynamite if he played every week. I'd throw him in. Fuck Pedersen, he's out. Get him straight in. Clean sheet wipeout. Joining late, it's just finished a family pub quiz. What have I missed? But basically, there's no goalkeepers left, mate. Andrew Dell, so much for that Kewell. Very low morale isn't worth believing. No, low morale is low morale. Doesn't mean he can't still be the dog's bollocks in the game. Kewell is not under consideration for sale for me like Hart is. I think Kewell, his value is ticking over very, very nicely at the moment. Late Riser Trouble, what game that one? Simon Downey, if only Smith was nailed, his stats are really good on this game, right? They're extraordinarily good. Go and hit up Luke after the stream's finished. Luke _ FF Scout. Sorry, Luke, if I've got that wrong. He will tell you about Smith's stats. He's got like 20 for loads of things, determination, etc., etc. I just see Luke's in the chat. He's also saying, yeah, morale means fuck all. It's probably about my first good assessment of something in this game, actually. Sam Thomas, thought you meant Seaman was coming off for Arsenal for a minute. I should have just gone with that. Update on that Smith goal. There's changes that have an immediate impact. Gary Kelly crosses for Kewell, who cushions the ball first time Fallon Smith. He takes the touch before beating Myhill down low. Nice goal. Great game here. Villa holding on now. Update at the Riverside, motherfuckers. Love these. Hamilton Rickard is on to replace Dean Windass. No sign of an injury. He played for 12 minutes, touching the ball 4 times and making 2 successful passes. Time for a rest. So Windass come on at half time and he's gone off. Is that right? Uh-oh, we got substitutions at Old Trafford. The game is alive. You know, the greatest game ever. Man United Liverpool is the most overhyped game of football ever. Fucking hell, it so rarely lives up to the hype. Alex Ferguson strikes again. Pre-60 minutes, Phil Neville comes off to be replaced by Gary. Robbie Fowler will make it to 60, but is about to come off for Yari Lippmann as Liverpool look for a goal in this tense and quite boring game. Well, there you go. James Conroy's got Jeffers coming off the bench. That's a fucking differential there, I should think, mate. Ram, I'm starting to think LBM is a fictional character. Well, because maybe you missed the Lewis Bowen Hall and came on afterwards. That didn't come across too well, did it? We have an equaliser for Sunderland at Bolton. And it's an own goal. Paul Warhurst, who'd scored at Anfield in double game week 4, has scored an own goal. And the assist is Kevin Phillips. First attacking return of the season for Kevin Phillips. It's taken him to game week 7, but he has an attacking return, albeit only an assist. The goal is credited as an own goal for Paul Warhurst. You never know. They might read the report and change it tomorrow. You know, Premier League panel and all that shit. Cow, remember all those Chelsea Liverpool 0-0s? Oh, I nearly got. I didn't nearly get in a fight, but I nearly got beat up. It's probably a bit. It's the more honest story. Watching one of them Chelsea Liverpool 0-0s one year. I think it was when Liverpool won it and then they played each other in the group, didn't they? It was the only time English clubs had ever met in a group. So Liverpool went in as like an unseeded English team, so they could draw another English team, and they drew fucking Chelsea again. And I was pissed one night. I could tell this Liverpool fan. I was like, how the fuck can you watch this? It's so bad. Fast forward 15 years and I'm watching Mourinho at Tottenham. Anyway, information on that Warhurst own goal. Sunderland get the goal their pressure probably deserves. Phillips' shot is off target, but it deflects off Warhurst and into the net. A touch lucky, but Sunderland won't care. They need the points. And they have drawn at level at the Reebok. A few people saying it's first own goal of the season. I can neither confirm or deny. You lot in the chat probably know more about it than me. I'll be honest. I definitely wasn't recording stats on own goals. Simon Dowling owns Warhurst. I knew somebody would. Excuse me. Andy North Teachmo said Colin Hendry brace incoming, no doubt. John Jacobson, yes, my first goal of the night, Warhurst. Bolton have restored the lead. The front three have combined again, and there are second attacking returns, not for Henrik Pedersen, but for Rodney Wallace and Michael Ricketts. So I see after that I went for the wrong fucking one. Goal for Wallace, assist for Ricketts. Bolton leads Sunderland by 3-2. 62 minutes gone at the Reebok. Rod Wallace with the goal. Michael Ricketts with the assist. Bolton leads Sunderland 3-2. Flapjack, I just see a comment in there. Redbrough outscoring Henry. You'd take it. Mark Dorney's looking at Viduka to Phillips. Sunderland's run of fixtures is like coming up. Slowly, maybe coming into something, Sunderland. Slowly. They are next. Oh no, fuck that. The Liverpool at home next. Then it's Ipswich at home, Newcastle away in the time with Derby, Everton at home. Update on that Wallace goal for Bolton. Instant response. Wallace and Ricketts now both have a goal and assist each. Stop writing the things that I'm already telling the people. Ricketts plays the ball into the box for Wallace and he heads past Ashdown. If Reed had a keeper to replace him, he'd probably be getting stripped off right now. Sounds like another keeper error. I'm only joking, Andy, Dave, James. You know I love you really. And I know these treats are planned in advance. Hey, it's my boy Andrew Mine. Ricketts' captain was a great shout. Joe Murphy. Well done, Joe. Top man there. I didn't have the arsehole to captain Pedersen over Shearer. Fuck that. FPL chance that Dean Windass will probably come back on after his keeper gets sent off. Yeah, Joe Murphy in there saying, Ricketts, my captain. Get in. Well done. Clean sheet wipeout. Sereni still playing question. To be confirmed. I wouldn't bank on it at the moment. But as we stand, there are 7 clean sheets holding, of which 2 of them are stuck rooted on my bench at the moment. Those being Sammy Hippier and Richard Rufus. We remain goalless at Portman Road between Ipswich and Blackburn and Manchester United and Liverpool. Also at St Mary's between Southampton and Arsenal. Charlton lead Everton by a goal to nil at Goodison. We've got more clean sheets than we've normally got at this time of day. Certainly over the last couple of game weeks anyway. So 7 clean sheets still intact at the moment, but we're certainly not short of goals. Aston Villa and Bolton both lead 3-2, for example. And I suspect we've got a very fun large 25 minutes in store here. Simon Dowling, what is interesting with the fixtures playing OOP today? I'm going to put one out there to Luke if you're still in the chat, mate, from Scout. What's the thinking behind Wallace and Pedersen changing position today? It's not had a huge detriment on either's particular returns in the game. But what's the thinking there with the fact they've swapped? Is that something that could just easy swap back next week? I'd be really interested to know that. Joe Murphy, only choose Ricketts as captain as I'm a Bolton fan. I knew that, Joe, and we all know that because we can see your emoji, but thank you anyway. Substitution at Portman Road, 2 changes to tell you about in those most uneventful of games. Pablo is off for Marcus Stewart, while Blackburn replaced Matt Jansen with Marcus Bent. Not Gravy. Someone's going to say it. Not Gravy. Blackburn's plan to stifle the game has been effective. Not much is happening. I don't know what to make of that defensive fucking system they put together. Fucking bizarre. Andy saying 8 cleanies. Yeah, you're right. Middlesbrough League Derby 3-0. Thanks, Andy. Forgot about that because I don't own a Middlesbrough defender, you see. Flapjack, behave yourself, pal. John Jacobson says, ha ha, Flapjack, ha ha. Carly, the OMG men. Hello. Hello. Colm, that'll be due to having semen. Ah, Jesus Christ, man. No one in this chat's going to fucking make it as a comedian, I can tell you. Andy North, shout out to Late Riser, who's a guest on the Wolf Pod this week. Make sure you listen. Shout out that man. Very good account on Twitter, Late Riser 12. You'll be a terrific guest on the Wolfpack. Or was that last week gone? I can't fucking remember now. Get him on again anyway. Danny's saying, when the realisation hits you that Captain Neverson over Shearer was really fucking dumb. There are 25 minutes to go. It's not over. Clean sheet wipeout. Quickly trying to take note of everything that's gone on. Fair to say the video printer at the bottom is a real help. Exactly. Exactly. If you're joining in late, you can look across the bottom. Follow the fucking vape shit. You can see all the scorers, the minute of the goals, and all the assisters are listed in brackets as well. You also kindly see highlighted some players in red. Goalkeepers, namely, who have been sent off. We might put something up in like purple next week for goalkeeper substitutions or something. We won't. Oh, I see as well. He managed to put up Fester missed pen Oak save in the comments. You're a fucking don, Chris. Fair play to you, mate. FPL captain. Give that man a follow. That way. Up here. There. Give that bastard a follow. Not the top one, the one underneath. You can follow me as well if you want. Brian Newell, Blackburn might do well at home, but not sure it's worth the torment of having 2 of their players for their mind-numbing away performances. Shit, innit? It's proper bad. Andrew might. Someone mute Flappy. Luke said about Bolton, always swap about. Pedersen usually plays up top though, yeah. Well, every game that since Wallace has been back in the team, Wallace has played at 10, so it didn't particularly bother me. You see like Sheringham returning from that position for Spurs, and Zola is obviously having a quiet spell for Chelsea, but fuck me, West Ham are still drawing at Chelsea. What's going on here? Yeah, it was an interesting one. Just I don't know if you're so skilled on the game, Luke. If you thought there was a particular reason that might have happened. There's something for your next stream with Andy. Let's talk FPL. That'll bore you, won't it? Why do Bolton forwards rotate positions? David Strom, always think there's a clean sheet wipeout when you mention clean sheet wipeout. I'm sure, there's going to be some clean sheet wipeouts to come. There's no doubt about it. We have a goal at White Hart Lane. Gustavo Poyet. Gustavo Poyet has put Tottenham back in front. Oh, well, in front for the first time at White Hart Lane. Come you Spurs, we're coming for the lot of you. Assist goes to Chris Armstrong. Gus Poyet has put Spurs back in front just over 20 minutes. But I keep saying back in front. Just over 20 minutes to go. at Wild Lane. Shout out as well while I'm here. I want to give the man a shout out. What do you mean update your background apps? Colin Atkinson, if you're in the chat, Colin provided me with that chant for Gus Poyet. There's another one he provided me as well. So thanks very much for that, Colin. Much appreciated, mate. Update on the Poyet goal. Sheringham crosses for Armstrong. He sees his header saved by Van der Sar, but the ball comes back to him and he has the presence of mind to tee up Poyet to fire home. Driven in low by the Uruguayan. Nice. Fulham will have to attack now. FPL Chancer sums it up in the chat. We're going to win the league. Fuck Leicester and Chelsea and all that shit. It's all about CM0102. This is what I've been living for, yo. Joe Finney Badder. Fuck's sake. Rebroff. Fraud. Andrew Mike Poet, Mr. North, James Corrin, me trying to work out if they are singing Rebroff. Yeah, sorry about that. Sergei Rebroff, Sergei Rebroff. It just doesn't work, does it? Optimus, what a game week. Nothing. Simon Dallins, Everson captain looking good. Ryan, that's not Salakovic. Andy North's having a good week now. Cheers, tact. Andy Ken says Salakovic missing in action. Feely M2, Poet will be shitting all over the dressing room floor this evening. Nice. David Storm, let the floodgates open. Let the floodgates hit the floor. Andrew Dale, it will be the only trophy that Spurs can have. Do you know what, Andrew? We're taking it, and if we win it, we're claiming it. We're having it. Listen, if Spurs win this league, I'm telling you it's momentous, because nobody's ever run a fucking sim from the 1,000 silly sims that were run. I'm telling you, Tottenham never won none of them leagues, mate. This is the momentous one where it's going to happen. This is what I was brought here for this job for. I know how it ends. I've seen the future. Pep Talk went Poyet over Slakovic, saved 1.5 million. Happy now. Well done, because I'd said that Poyet was a bad move. Goal at Old Trafford. Clean sheet wipeout for Manchester United. Liverpool have the lead at Old Trafford. Jari Litmanen is the goal scorer and the assist goes to Steven Gerrard. 18 minutes to go at Old Trafford and the champions are behind. Liverpool lead 1-0 at Old Trafford. The only surprising factor about this goal is that it wasn't fucking scored by Danny Murphy. Liverpool lead 1-0 at Old Trafford. Jari Litmanen, the goal scorer. Steven Gerrard with the assist. Manchester United clean sheet. Gone, yo. No clean sheets for me. Except I got Hippo and Rufus C on the bench. You can't predict this fucking game, can you? If you can hear my son crying, then yeah, you can hear my son crying. Bless him. It's that kind of time. Doesn't really want to go to bed or that kind of shit. Yeah. Clean sheet is also gone for Southampton. Arsenal have the lead at St Mary's and the substitutes have combined. Goal for Dennis Bergkamp. Assist for Francis Jeffers. Subs have combined at St Mary's. Arsenal lead 1-0. Bergkamp with the goal. Jeffers with the assist. All you gooners can come back in the chat and give me some abuse now. Carbon. Mark Dorney with a fuck off Liverpool. Yeah. James Street, get in there. Come on, you red men. Ryan, cheers, Bartes. Andy North, what is wrong with United at the moment? Pep Talk, Blanc on the bench because I gambled on Liverpool scoring. Luke Barrett, no clean sheet for me tonight. Joe Finney Badder, think your son had Bartes. I have a second goal at Goodison Park and a second for Charlton. Do you still have Jason Wilcox? He has scored for Charlton and a second for them. They lead 2-0 at Goodison. Assist for Chris Powell. So criticising Blackburn for being defensive. Everton have got to be the most dull fucking side in this game. Honestly. With that forward line and the systems they keep rocking up with. Lost at home to fucking West Ham. Now 2-0 down to Charlton. Someone asked me the other week, predict 3 teams to go down. That's the first 2 are named, West Ham and Charlton. Up at Everton in that mix. If they don't score first in games, they're in trouble. I avoid their assets massively. And obviously Gerrard, who's a decent keeper, is injured now as well. Scala, Sylvester's been amazing so far. His 59-minute apps and all that. Andrew Henry going to be benched soon. Might as well fucking well be. Might get a return from him in the last half hour. We have a goal at Stamford Bridge. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has put Chelsea in front against West Ham. Also puts me in front against Rob Pick, as he was my pick in the Scout head-to-head this week. I think he went free with some silly fucker. Yeah, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has put Chelsea in front against West Ham. There is no assister. I see there's a few in there with Wilcox, GJ Music Case. That'll do, won't it? Music Case. Alan's also got Wilcox. Nice. Voided Man United, Liverpool defenders also in love and not worrying about it. Andrew says, Costadine, no Wilcox. Come on, my chances come back to bite me. Carol says, Wilcox repaying the faith. Yes. Late riser, Wilcox cop blocked me. Oh my God, there's a shitload of messages just come through. Like fucking loads of them. There's no goals. It's just all the reports on the goals. They all just came through together. So 4 goals to update you on. Dennis Bergkamp. Now that is what justification looks like. 2 subs combined. Jeffers knocking down Dixon's cross for Bergkamp, who fires home. Arsenal in the driving seat, and they look like they'll sit back and defend their lead. Now, next, the Littman goal for Liverpool. Substitute gives Liverpool the lead, but it's all about Steven Gerrard. He bursts forward, makes Blanc look like a statue as he outsprints him. Not the quickest even at his peak. Before cutting the ball back for Littman, and the experienced Finn makes no mistake. Update on the Chelsea goal. Oof, you don't stop these. Hasselbank wins a free kick after Soma pulls him back. The Norwegian is booked, but worse punishment is coming. Hasselbank lines up the free kick, and you fucking tweet some more shit so I can't read it no more. Hasselbank lines up the free kick and smashes it home. Trademark Jimmy Floyd. Moving on to Goodison Park. Maybe he's decent after all. Wilcox picks up the ball in his own half and runs. Finds himself 20 yards from goal and runs and finishes well past Mura. Terrible defending, but a great goal. Where was this in the double game week? Somewhere else, yo. Substitution at the Riverside, motherfuckers. That's why I did that. Big blow for Borough here. Boxic has been superb tonight. Sounds like he's in for bonus. Dominating in the air, but he is limping here and needs to be replaced. Nemeth, his replacement. Southampton have a penalty at St Mary's. Somebody bring Matt Letizia the fuck on. Matt Upson is all over Marion Bahaz as a little Latvian tries to get on the end of Rory Delap's cross. Penalty to Southampton. So Boxic, just to clarify that, has gone off injured for Middlesbrough. They are one of the sides with a 4-day turnaround, but I suggest that makes him a massive doubt for their game week 8 fixture at home to Arsenal, who have just conceded a penalty at St Mary's. Who do we think's on that? Is that Davis? Pahars himself, perhaps? Emma Svensson, maybe? Would be popular, wouldn't it? Let's wait and see who takes this one. Andy North says Nemeth, a great shout if Boxic is out. Just while waiting the information on this Southampton penalty. Penalty is scored by Kevin Davis. He's the goal scorer for Southampton. Obviously, then Marion Pahars gets the assist. Southampton level against Arsenal. Yeah. Kevin Davis, the goal scorer, assist for Marion Pahars. 11 minutes to go at St Mary's, and suddenly we've had some clean sheets gone, and we are down to 4. Those are 5, because I can't count. Charlton, Ipswich, Blackburn, Liverpool, and Middlesbrough. Information on the substitution, at St Mary's. at St James's Park. Substitution, Newcastle still on top, but they can't find a decisive third, with Ian Walker saving Will twice from both Shearer and Kieran Dyer. A change here for the two. O'Brien is on for Davizas. Should have fucking taken him off before they conceded. Mercedes and Barton have been booked too. I think Newcastle owners have every right to be disappointed here. But I did stress that shit happens in the first half in these situations and very commonly doesn't in the second. Middlesbrough still lead Derby by just a 3-0. It was obviously 3-0 after a half hour or so. Great penalty by Kevin Davies for Southampton, makes no mistake. Southampton absolutely deserved this, but no one cares. Just 10 minutes more and they'll have a point here. Or can they even grab all three? The crowd are up. My phone isn't. Andrew Martin, what about Whelan and Rickard though? Nemeth not. Nearly lost the old fucking battery again now. Oh, fucking hell. Who turned the fucking screen on? Fuck off. How'd you turn the brightness down? Jesus Christ. Substitution at Old Trafford. Ronnie Johnson is injured and Wes Brown is coming on in his place. Liverpool has given very little away all night and they don't look in the mood to start. Excellent defending from their centre-backs especially. You know, fuck off that Hippier's keeping a clean sheet. And Rufus. Fucking hell, he can't believe it. Oh, state of it. So, 8.5 minutes to go. Villa lead Leeds 3-2. Bolton leads Sunderland by the same score. Chelsea lead West Ham 2-1. Charlton 2 up at Everton. Ipswich Blackburn remains goalless. Liverpool now in front of Manchester United through that Yari Lippmann goal. Middlesbrough lead Derby 3-0. Newcastle 2-1 up against Leicester. Southampton have just equalised against Arsenal. It's 1-1. And Tottenham lead Fulham 2-1 at White Hart Lane. We are inside the final 8 minutes or so. Billy Hadaway, at least we got returns from Shearer and Nobby. Yes, I'm pleased I've got returns from my captain. There was a red card to tell you about at White Hart Lane. Sylvan Legvinsky has been sent off for Fulham. Moment of madness from Legvinsky. The red mist descends and he headbutts Ledley King in the face. What was he thinking? Man, I'll fuck you up, blood. Listen, it's Ledley, man. Don't be like that. Fulham bring on Lewis Zaha for Steve Marley, but is it too late? Stolzers has also been booked. Fucking touch Ledley, prick. Fuck yourself. I hope you get like extended 6-game ban, mate. Billy Hadaway saying, where's Woolwork? FPL owners, you don't get this on Saturday. Who turned the brightness up? Fuck off. No, probably don't, mate, in fairness. Feely M2, come on Liverpool. Igor Baresi Biscan, Marshall in the defence. Yeah, but he doesn't become a Champman FPL asset in that position, does he? Andy North, Rebrovlev's playing against 10 men. Come on, boy. DJ Music Case, ha 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 ha. Alan Cronin, Lippmann, a rare player who's better off not starting. Pile of value per minute. We are 6.5 minutes to go. FPL chance. If he headbutted Ledley, he's got a broken nose now. Yeah, there's a few of them waiting for him in the tunnel, mate, I think. Sam Thomas, what year was that Ledley photo taken? That was when we just began to suffer fucking... no, it was AVB's second season at the start. It was before a home game with Norwich, which we won 2-0. I'm going to cut that because I've got an extremely popular goal to tell you about at Portman Road. Maurizio Tarico is the goal scorer for Ipswich Town. Alan Armstrong with the assist. This could be a 15-pointer for Tarico here, I would suggest. Goal for Tarico, assist for Alan Armstrong. They lead Blackburn with 6 minutes to go. Maurizio Tarico, the goal scorer. Feely M2, do you always carry around that picture of Ledley King? No, mate. I'm in like my fucking spare bedroom, blood. I'm not gone out, have I? It's in my house, mate. Do I always carry it around? It happens to be here. I got it ready for the stream in case I needed it, in case some fucking prick headbutted him. That picture was taken before a home game with Norwich, which we won 2-0. Gylfi Sigurdsson scored twice. Would have been 2013. Mark, FPL Badger, you can get back in your box, yo. Popular goal, I imagine. This game has been dull, but Ipswich looked to have snatched it. Armstrong puts in a delightful ball across the box, and Sirico is left with the simplest of finishes. I'm going to have to buy Matteo Serrani, and I absolutely know he isn't keeping a clean sheet for me in the next game week, but shit, it is what it is. This was the week to get onto Ipswich, and I knew it. Problem was, it's fucking Malbronk's fault. Who put that tackle in on Malbronk? It was the Bolton goalkeeper, weren't it? Jaskalainen. He's the one I need to go after. Billy Hadaway, Grabby better not come on to block Tarico coming off my bench would be typical. I'll let you know about that one, Billy. Andy, if you ain't got that tweet lined up, line it up. Gary Shepherd, Tarico first sub, please don't come on, Grabby. Clean sheet wipeout, what a goal. Matthew Hobbs, Tarico, Sam Thomas, Tarico. Luke, my fucking man. Fair game, mate. You bigged it up massive. Tarico, Mofo Fo, James Conroy, dab his ass over Tarico, disaster. There is a big, huge goal to tell you about Old Trafford. And he didn't score the first, but he's got the second. Danny Murphy has put Liverpool 2-0 up at Old Trafford. Danny Murphy against Manchester United. How many times they tell you this game isn't real? I'm telling you that it is. Liverpool lead 2-0 at Manchester United. Danny Murphy, there's no assist, surely made the game safe for Liverpool and does that after what I would describe as a sloppy start. Put them into title contention with Leeds also behind and Arsenal drawing at St Mary's. Liverpool 2-0 up at Manchester United. Surely that is in the bag. FPL Graphics decided to bank his transfer rather than going for Tarico. I wish I'd taken a -4 to go Tarico now, mate. We have a penalty to tell you back at Villa Park, which goes to Aston Villa. Leeds pushing hard, but Villa counter. Angel has the ball. Look at him with his penalty graphic. Yes, Chris. Angel has the ball in the box and Radaby barges him over in the desperation to win the ball back. Penalty. The left back is stepping up to take it. Don't be confused. That's not Ian Hart. That's Alan Wright, I presume. Not Ian Hart. That's Ian Hart's transfer to Villa mid-game. Must be Alan Wright taking it. Based on that comment. Left back is stepping up to take it. It's got to be Alan Wright. And we wait. Well, it doesn't feel like an important goal at this moment. Scored. It was taken by Alan Wright. He's scored. Surely win that game for Aston Villa. They now lead 4-2. Juan Pablo Angel with the assist. Alan Cronin with a good point. Wipe the smirk off those Bartes owners while all that goalkeeper chaos was going on earlier. Sam Thomas, 0 points for Ian Hart incoming. Looks that way for about 2/3 of us, yes. Gary Robinson, United seems to be off the boil. That's my United correspondent. He's in the chat. What's happening, Gary? What's going wrong at OT? Pep talk, Man United without Keane and Veron. Is this an issue for them? Could be. Go to White Hart Lane in game week 9 as well. They face Charlton at home next. And you're going to be, in spite of this, Van Nistelrooy's automatic captain for me. And that. Okay. Update on the Murphy goal. Old Trafford falls silent. Gerrard gets on the end of Vignal's free kick. Bartes makes a routine save but can't hold onto it. Murphy's on hand to tap home and can't believe his luck. Bartes at fault there. Excuse me. And Bartes has been replaced. No, he hasn't really. Update on the Alan Wright penalty, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will be that. Wright blasts the ball home. Robinson doesn't even move. Leeds will feel hard done by, but they're going to lose this. Brad Lundin, my only returns are Solano. Darren Alley, I wish I had not used my wild card a few weeks ago. It's not gone well. I'm having a terrible week. Totally out of the top 100. On wild cards, by the way, I don't know what he did, but Suj messaged me at 5 o'clock and said, I'm going to fix my wild card now. Then messaged me again at 6 o'clock and he said, I'm not using it. I don't know what he did, but he scored about 24 points in game week 6. We have a late goal at St Mary's. Gooners, you can rejoice. The goal scorer is Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. There is no assist. Arsenal have snatched it at the death at St Mary's. In fairness, it sounds like they have deserved the points. They lead 2-1 at St Mary's as we head into injury time of the 3 PMs. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, the goal scorer. What do we think? Anything else, guys? Anything else? Put me soccer. Henri to Pedersen looks good until now. Or looks good until now. Ram. I mean, well done. Well done. Well done. Andrew Dale, there it is. GVB should have listened to Luke about every differential. Drama at the end here and the heartbreak for Southampton. Paul Jones has played well today, but he can't hold Andrei Tikhonov, who didn't get Tikhonov. Spills it to Van Bronckhorst and he powers home. Arsenal supporters delirious. They have snatched, presumably, the final goal of game week 7. I think your main headline is obviously that Liverpool are about to win for certain at Old Trafford against Manchester United, and Leeds are beaten at Aston Villa. Clean sheets intact for Liverpool, Charlton, Ipswich and Middlesbrough. Just the 4 teams, and I got fucking 2 of them on the bench. There you go, shams. But I can't complain. I've had some returns today. Shearer captaincy, Solano and the 2 kill assists. Could have been worse. For some out there, it sounds bad. Really bad. Full-time whistles have gone. That is it. All over. A great night of entertainment. A real goal fest. Hope you've enjoyed yourself this evening, guys. I will obviously hang around now for your bonus points, etc. I'll get these up on my phone and we'll go through them together. Another shout out obviously for Luke, Andy and James, our heroes running the game. Thank you very much to Chris, FPL captain, all the work behind the scenes. You're a fucking star, mate. To Whitebeard, the Wolfpack guys, to everybody involved in anything in this community at the moment that is making this a real success. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you very, very much. And for those who feel like they've had a bad night, game week 7 is finished. We are not even a fifth through. There's plenty more of this to come. Plenty of time to turn it round. If you're joining in late for whatever reason, see all the confirmed scores. You'll see they've gone red. Now they are confirmed full-time results to your top right. On the bottom right, you can see the goals and assists overall for the season. Probably a good time to review that. And also, while we're waiting for the bonus points, a good time to review upcoming fixtures. You'll see the next 4 fixtures for all the 20 teams. Teams in capitals instigate that they're at home. Lowercase means that it's an away fixture. And at the very bottom, if you've missed the scores throughout the evening, you can obviously follow the trail of the bar going across the bottom of the screen. Gives you all your goal scorers, all your assists, all your red cards. Just doesn't give you every single fucking goalkeeper that got substituted today. But the majority of it. And thank you as well, guys, for continuing to join in. I take it Wi-Fi and shit's held up. I didn't see anything too bad. There was people out there with their weird fucking 5G theories. James, you always have worse Wi-Fi on Wednesday nights. Really? It looks like it's gone all right tonight. For everybody saying nice comments, thank you very much. You know me, I'm not one for the self-appreciation so much. But, you know, give the YouTube a like, subscribe if you haven't, share it with your mates. More importantly for me as well, listen to my other fucking content. Because this is not the gig that I really signed up for. So main podcast, our Planet FPL podcast, Monday night, is in the pin tweet if you want to see that. I did that squad challenge yesterday. It's ridiculous, and it has a big twist at the end, which it's got an ending like no other Planet FPL podcast ever. That's a certainty. Genuinely, the People's Poll, the Premier League squad challenge. We did a quiz on Premier League hat tricks today. Tomorrow we're releasing a podcast which we haven't recorded yet on the Keegan years at Newcastle, which I think would be interesting. And on a selfish one, I normally do a live stream with no scripts on a Friday afternoon, which relies on people getting on the chat and asking me anything, and then we talk football. Please join me on that on a Friday. It'll probably be about 1ish, 12, 1, 2, something like that. Do join me for that. I'll post in the morning Friday what time that is, and obviously I'll be back Saturday. Right, let's do these bonus points, guys. So, bonus points at Bolton Wanderers. I've got the bonus points. I haven't got any player ratings as yet. That could be on me, but I can tell you top bonus has gone to Rodney Wallace. There were 2 bonus points for Nicky Saville, Henrik Pedersen, Michael Ricketts, Diawara, Gary Till. No save points in the game. Per Franson, interestingly, substituted on 53 minutes. There were substitute appearances for Diawara, who picks up 2 bonus points, although he did play 37 minutes to get the 8 out of 10. Bo Hansen also a substitute appearance. Obviously, Jamie Ashdown had come on for Michael Ingham. There were no bookings in that fixture at all. There were 5 out of 10 ratings for Michael Ingham, and not the first of the season for 4.0 Bernd Haas, another 5 out of 10 as well. Information incoming from Liverpool, and it's awful for me. Top bonus goes to Sami Hyypiä. The bonus 2 points goes to Igor Biscan, Danny Murphy, and Ruud van Nistelrooy has got 2 bonus points for a 4-pointer. 5 out of 10 rating there for Barthez. Captain Hyypiä gets a 9. Interestingly, Fowler and Heskey both have only 6 out of 10s in this Liverpool win. Litmanen was the only used substitute for Fowler. On 60 minutes, Fowler did get a 2-point return. The Manchester United substitutions we knew about. Gary Neville for Phil Neville on 58. Ronnie Johnson went off injured with 10 minutes to go for Wes Brown. And there was not a booking in that game. I did that in the wrong order because we go to the Riverside next. Motherfuckers. Top bonus goes to Marinelli. 2 bonus points to Alan Boksic. 1 bonus point for Robbie Stockdale, Gareth Southgate, Ian Pearce, Alan Johnston, Jonathan Greening, Noel Whelan, Dean Gordon. There is 1 save point as well for Derby's substitute keeper, Andy Oakes, who obviously played the 85 minutes and also saved a penalty after Mark Poon was sent off after 5 minutes. Marinelli was the only player booked in the game. Jonathan Greening went off injured on 50. Alan Boksic went off injured on 78. Nemeth, Rickard, Windass all used as substitutes for Middlesbrough. The only other change for Derby, other than sub-keeper Andy Oakes, who replaced Ravanelli on 5 minutes, was an injury time change with Branko Šupar replaced Malcolm Christie. Next, we shall go to St Mary's. Arsenal snatched it at the death, though they really deserved it. 3 bonus points go to Giovanni van Bronckhorst. 2 bonus points to Jason Dodd, Klaas Lundekvarm, Paul Murray, Marion Pahars, David Seaman, Matt Upson, Francis Jeffers and Dennis Bergkamp, 2 substitutes who combined for that first Arsenal goal. Both get bonus points. It's 2 save points for Paul Jones as well. No bookings in that fixture. No particularly bad ratings. In fact, every single player who started that game rated at least a 7 out of 10. There were substitute appearances for Matt Letizia, Matt Oakley for Southampton, and obviously Jeffers and Bergkamp both made appearances for Arsenal. On to White Hart Lane. 2-1 win for Tottenham. Top bonus goes to Teddy Sheringham. Spurs deserved the win. A good attacking display against a staunch defence. Teddy with the top bonus. 2 bonus points for Stefan Everson. 1 bonus point for Casey Keller. 3 points for a goalkeeper. Might be a good return in this game week. Chris Perry, Gus Poyet, Stefan Selakovic, Ledley King, Alan Gomar, John Collins. No save point bonuses. Legwinski obviously sent off. There was a booking that we told you about for Andreas Stoices as well. Lewis Sahar and Goldbeck both made substitute appearances for Fulham. Sean Davis had been replaced on 53. Obviously, Darren Anderton with a 1 point return, gone off on 46. Ben Thatcher, 1 point return, injured on 48. Dean Richards also off on 41. So with substitute appearances for King, Carr, Chris Armstrong. Moving on to Aston Villa. This is good news for me. Fantastic open game. Leeds deserved at least a point, but Villa take all 3. Top bonus goes to Harry Kewell. As I said, ticking over very nicely at that value. In a game with 6 goals, he's got 2 assists and he's picked up top bonus. So much for low morale, hey? He doesn't matter too much. 2 bonus points for Gareth Barry on there are 1, 4, 6 players. Mark Delaney, Alpine, George Boateng, Dion Dublin, Boaz Myhill, Alan Smith. The save points looks like a fucking car crash in itself. 1 save point bonus for Enkelman, 1 save point bonus for Robinson, and none for Martin or Myhill. 1 save point bonus for Enkelman, who started for Villa, and Robinson, who came on for Leeds. You get that? There was 1 booking in the game. That was for Leeds. That was for Robbie Keane. Nigel Martin did score a 5 out of 10 rating. He'd been replaced for Paul Robinson after only 19 minutes. Lee Bowyer went off injured basically at half time for David Batty. Michael Dewberry came on for Mark Viduka on 52 minutes. Viduka returns a 1 pointer. Myhill and Ginola, we also know, came on. Myhill came on for the injured Peter Enkelman. And David Ginola replaced Mustafa Hadji after 52 minutes. Moving on to Stamford Bridge. West Ham struggle after taking an early lead. Yet again, Chelsea richly deserved the win. Top bonus goes to Jesper Gronkier. There were 2 bonus points for John Terry. There was 1 bonus point for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Jody Morris, and Freddie Canute. Is also 1 save point bonus for Tom Phillips. I as yet don't have the ratings from that game. I do now. 3 bookings for West Ham for Soma, captain Christian Daly and Joe Cole. Joe Cole had been replaced with 25 minutes to go for Paul Kitson in West Ham's only change. Jody Morris replaced the injured Emmanuel Petit after 5 minutes, and Zenden replaced the injured Celestine Babiaro on 46. I would suggest both of them are key injuries to keep an eye on before Chelsea's next fixtures, perhaps particularly in the case of Babiaro for Stanic and Gronkier owners. Moving on to Goodison Park. Charlton deserved their win, a forgettable game. Top bonus goes to Jason Yule again, doing the business. Another 2nd highest goal scorer in the Premier League this year. I've actually already managed to sell Premier League players who've scored 5 and 4 respectively in Yule and Canute. I think Yule is decent as, just think Charlton is shit, and same with Canute, West Ham. Anyway, top bonus for Yule. 2 bonus for 7 players. Nicholas Alexanderson, David Weir, David Unsworth of Everton, and Dean Kiley, Chris Powell, Jason Wilcox, and John Robinson of Charlton. If Richard Rufus had hit top bonus there to go with Sammy Hipper as well, I'd have been looking at a 21 point disaster class on the fucking bench as it is. It was only 18, so I feel better now. No bookings in that fixture. The only change for Everton was in injury time. Stephen Schumacher replaced Thomas Gravison, and the only Charlton sub was the one we knew about, Graham Stewart replacing the injured Sean Bartlett basically on half time. Moving on to Ipswich and Blackburn. And there's a huge shock here. I'm going to tell you what it is straight away. Maurizio Tirico is not in the bonus at all. Goal and clean sheet. and seems to be in the bonus regularly. He has not got any bonus points here. Madness. Top bonus goes to Alan Armstrong. 2 bonus points for Matteo Sereni, Titus Bramble, and 3 Blackburn players, John Curtis, Craig Shaw, Mark Hughes. I suggest with how defensive that they are, that's probably key headers, key tackles, that kind of thing. No save point bonus. Trico's rating was 7 out of 10. Alan Armstrong was given man of the match, only got an 8 out of 10. All the others in bonus were 8 out of 10. There were 3 bookings in the game. Bramble and McGreal for Ipswich, Mark Hughes for Blackburn. Richard Naylor replaced Marcus Stewart. Hang on a minute here. So Marcus Stewart replaced Pablo on 60 minutes, and then Richard Naylor replaced Marcus Stewart on 76 minutes. Is there a theme here where something happens in one game and it happens in another? Like weird fucking substitutions. Marcus Bent and Simon Grayson appeared for Blackburn. Importantly, Corrado Grabby remained on that Blackburn bench. I know some of you might have been waiting on that. So Bent came on for Janssen on 65. Grayson replaced Craig Shaw on 46. St James's Park, top bonus again goes to Norberto Solano. There are 2 bonus points for Kieran Dyer, Craig Bellamy, El Capitano, Alan Shearer, Jerry Taggart and Ian Walker for Leicester. Obviously, Ian Walker had replaced Tim Flowers. Ian Walker's also picked up 3 save points bonus there as well. And there's 1 additional save point for Shay Given. Warren Barton had replaced Gavilan on 50 minutes. Andy O'Brien was Newcastle's other change, replacing Dabizas on 75. Ian Walker was the only Leicester change, coming on for Dean Sturridge after 10 minutes after Tim Flowers was sent off. That, boys and girls, is your game week 7. Thank you very much for everything. Much appreciated. Please do, if you've got the time, keep up with the other content that we're providing, because I know a lot of you might be new to us and this, and I'm very grateful for it. Our bread and butter and the real effort that we put into goes to the other things. Thank you for our game host, Andy Dave James. Massive shout out to Chris, FPL captain. Brilliant work tonight, mate. You're a fucking superstar, mate. To everybody else involved in the community. That's it. Other than to say, basically, I'll be back on Saturday if you want me. Yeah, I know you do. He's fucking religious now, isn't it? Be back on Saturday. I'll be off to White Hart Lane for the 12:30 kickoff, and then I'll be back here for the 3 o'clocks. I look forward to seeing all of you then. Other than that, all that's left for me to say is stay safe. Wash your fucking hands, you dirty bastards. Be nice to each other. Cue music, man child.